40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
ACS Group has business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. ACS Group's IT manager, Mark Reinhardt.
I feel James Imaging Systems, being local, I get to meet the people, see the people. They come in and find out what our needs are, and they're just great folks.
Great folks who partner with you and your business.
Absolutely. I categorize James Imaging Systems as a partner because they come in, again, sit down, understand our needs, listen to what things are bothering us, obstacles that we have, and they help bring us really cost-effective solutions.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and business technology expertise to help your business do business better.
That's huge for me and keeps us running smoothly, and we're able to focus on other things for this business.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Start the countdown. The crew is ready for takeoff.
Pitch to Bowers. And a high fly ball deep right field. This ball's way back there. That one's off the scoreboard and over it. And out of this ballpark.
The Brewers touch down in Houston to take on the Astros. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:35. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, May 29th. Your top story, temporarily blocking payouts from the Anti-Weaponization Fund.
I'm Jessica Ty. Wisconsin's largest school district passes a budget with changes.
A lot of sun today, high 82 inland, 74 near the lake, clear tonight, and a low of 53. 72 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, a judge temporarily blocks the Trump administration's efforts to create the so-called Anti-Weaponization Fund. The Trump administration says the fund would offer compensation to those who claim to have been wronged by the Biden administration. That could include those prosecuted for their roles in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. More from ABC's Catherine Falders.
Does the Department of Justice appeal this ruling? We'll have to see what they do there. But the reality is that anything that was happening in terms of the commission and getting this fund up and running is, at least for now, halted. So no payments can go out and it can't really be created, if you will.
In Wisconsin, former Dane County judge and attorney for President Trump, Jim Troupis, is requesting $3.2 million from the federal program tied to legal costs and investigations connected to Wisconsin's 2020 election results.
The Milwaukee Public Schools Board approves a $1.6 billion budget with more additions than cuts.
The approved budget looks a bit different from Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius' original proposal. Public feedback advocated for paraprofessionals.
We also are providing 40 hours per week for our paraprofessionals who would like to move to 40 hours per week.
And adding back a few assistant principal positions that were slated to be cut.
When I talked to the students, they mostly talked about their assistant principals, and that's why we added back those 9 assistant principals.
In the end, MPS is adding the equivalent of over 570 full-time positions. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
High gas prices are causing big-time problems for Wisconsin small businesses.
Every drop of gas is a ripple in the budget for companies like Landworks Wisconsin. Lisa Trudeau is their director of sales.
We have to be creative. We have to be on our toes. We have to be paying attention.
Almost every aspect of a Landworks job is being impacted.
Gas is in our trucks and on every single job. It's a massive cost. And when it goes up $2 a gallon that you haven't planned for, there's impacts.
Already tight margins are being squeezed to the breaking point. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News went in depth on the gas price crisis. You can check it all, the content, at WTMJ.com.
As the Ebola outbreak spreads, the Trump administration's plans to open a quarantine facility for Americans have hit a wall.
A Kenyan court has put a pause on the Trump administration's plan to open a 50-bed field hospital in the country for Americans exposed to the Ebola virus. The African CDC has suggested Kenya's government was pressured into housing the center. Some experts also warning that a foreign facility is a strategic mistake, saying U.S. nationals impacted by the outbreak should be brought home. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, the State Department.
Downtown Milwaukee's Red Arrow Park could be poised to host the city's latest beer garden.
License applications filed on Thursday show plans for the Red Arrow Beer Garden, which would replace the Big B Coffee Cafe that shut down abruptly at the park in March. The beer garden would be run by Hans Weisgerber, who also operates Old German Beer Hall and the Estabrook Park Beer Garden in Shorewood. A Milwaukee County Parks letter of intent indicates details and terms are still being finalized, but that a concessions and operations agreement could begin as soon as June 1st. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow for a time this morning was above the 51,000 mark for the first time ever. It's now at 50,983, still up 315 points today. The Nasdaq up 75 at 26,990, and the S&P 500 is up about 20 at 7584. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is coming up on 12:05.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Packers wrap up Block 1 of organized team activities today in Green Bay. Little stands in the way of rookie 6th-round draft pick Trey Smack from being the team's kicker when the regular season begins. The team released veteran Brandon McManus earlier this month.
Goody and I talked quite a bit, and I think it was only fair to Brandon and to our football team to make the move now.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Block 2 of OTAs begins on Monday. The Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Astros tonight in Houston. Milwaukee begins the day 4 games ahead of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Coverage gets underway at 6:35 tonight on WTMJ. And in college baseball, the Milwaukee Panthers just taken the field against Auburn in the Auburn Regional of the NCAA Men's Baseball Championship Tournament. No score, top of the first inning with the Panthers batting.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic near the city. Mostly just congestion due to construction and a couple disabled vehicles that are not causing any problems. But I am taking a peek right now at Sheboygan County and do want to give you a heads up there. I see that I-43 North at the ramp from Wisconsin 23, all lanes are blocked right now because of a broken down vehicle. Looks like emergency responders are out there as well. All lanes blocked. Once again, that's I-43 North at the ramp from Wisconsin 23, all lanes blocked because of a disabled vehicle. I'm going to pull up the camera here, too, and let's see if I can give you any more details on this one. Oh, for some reason, the camera doesn't want to work, just like that, but let's make it work. Poof. Yeah, we do have, looks like a truck off there. It's an interesting vantage point, but wanted to give you a heads up in that in case you were traveling in Sheboygan County.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford. The Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford needs line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Contact the Mineshaft today and start next week.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny today. Beautiful day. High of 82 inland, 74 near the lake. Clear tonight at a low of 53. Partly cloudy on Saturday, 72 inland, 66 near the lake. Sunny on Sunday, high 75. Monday, just a slight chance of rain early. Then partly cloudy, high of 80 inland, 74 near the lake. Sunny and dry on Tuesday, high of 79. Beautiful stretch of weather, concluding today, where it's 72 and sunny in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Well, it's Friday. You made it. Well done. It's Wisconsin's Midday News until 3 o'clock this afternoon. We get you into the weekend. Been kind of a disjointed week with the Monday holiday. We had a Brewers game on Wednesday, and the team is in Houston tonight to take on the Astros, looking to build off that sweep of the Cardinals.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
We start at noon with a deadly accident causing a local school to cancel classes. Police rush out to Horace Mann Middle School just after 6:30 this morning for a bike accident in the school parking lot. When they got there, they found a 51-year-old Sheboygan man dead from his injuries. Right now, investigators are trying to pinpoint how exactly the bike accident happened. In the meantime, a family is mourning the loss of their loved one, and students at Horace Mann Middle School are home for the day. The district made that decision to cancel classes. Some events tonight, however, are going ahead as scheduled. We're getting closer to the end of the year now, so there's a lot to celebrate for these kids. Horace Mann has an 8th grade recognition ceremony tonight and an 8th grade school dance. I imagine there will be a softer, more somber tone as parents drop their kids off tonight.
A possible deal in place to open the Strait of Hormuz. Negotiators on both sides of the U.S.-Iran conflict believe they've reached an agreement that could allow ships to start sailing through the strait without issue. Under the Memorandum of Understanding, the strait would be reopened to ship traffic over the course of 60 days as the U.S. pulls back its blockade of the Iranian ports. Meanwhile, the price of crude oil is back under $100 a barrel. Gas prices have dipped, in some cases in Wisconsin, below the $4 per gallon mark. But as we hear from ABC Chief News White House correspondent Mary Bruce,
the toughest negotiations are still to come. This tentative deal says nothing of what happens to Iran's nuclear program, the central issue in this conflict. The president's stated reason for starting this war to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
News of this potential short-term deal coming just hours after the U.S. and Iran traded strikes, but still, the White House insists the ceasefire is holding.
Happening now, former Attorney General Pam Bondi is in a closed-door interview with members of the House Oversight Committee. She's being questioned over her handling of the release of the Epstein files and how the DOJ, under her watch, oversaw what would be released and what wouldn't. Today, Danielle Bensky, one of the Epstein abuse survivors, told reporters on Capitol Hill Bondi's prior testimony did not bring her any comfort.
So far, the DOJ has done everything they possibly can to intimidate survivors. And so we hope that today is actually a day where maybe she's had some reckoning and maybe there is some transparency.
Epstein survivors and critics have slammed Bondi's DOJ for not holding more of Epstein's accomplices accountable and for redacting the names of some of Epstein's associates.
Well, coming up next, we hop into the legal element surrounding the Josh Jacobs situation in Green Bay with a prominent defense attorney who can help us walk through the details. We'll do it after this.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini. Celebrate active aging at the Enjoy Life Symposium. Join Capri Communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Acting Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and speakers like, get this, Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker, the Ukuleles, and Milwaukee's Dancing Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day, Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and you'll be entered to win a Green Bay game day experience. That's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Overall, very nice day today. Plenty of sunshine, high of 82 degrees inland, 74 near the lake. Overnight low in the upper 40s under clear skies. A little cooler tomorrow with highs in the mid-70s inland. Could be right around 70 near the lake. But a dry stretch of weather continues all the way through Monday of next week. Get out and enjoy it. Comfortable temperatures, plenty of sunshine. 73 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:15. So the Packers are wrapping up Block 1 of organized team activities today. It's not expected that Josh Jacobs will be with the team today. Not exactly sure when he will be back with the team. Jacobs, of course, turning himself in on Tuesday of this week, a few days after calls and reports came in to dispatchers regarding a disturbance at his house. Ultimately, 5 charges are potential in facing Jacobs, including some felonies and misdemeanors. It's been kind of a strange last 48 hours or so regarding this situation. Matt LaFleur saying really nothing along the line of what the team stance is, aside of a basic statement. Wanted to welcome in prominent defense attorney Jonathan Smith of Conan Smith here in Milwaukee. I wanted to get through the more legal elements of what we're looking at here. Jonathan, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Well, as a defense attorney, I'm just curious your reaction. We've seen 2 statements from Jacobs' defense team. One prior or after, I guess, he turned himself in, and then one after his release. So from a strategic standpoint, how do you work to time out these statements and what information is critical in those statements to try and protect your client?
Well, first of all, I mean, you have a client that's very famous, right? And so there is a sort of a PR gambit to this, right? They're trying to keep him viable for his contract and season and all that. So I think it's important to put out there, look, we got to let this process work its way out. We're appreciative that they're taking their time in doing it. My client maintains their innocence, but as a lawyer, you're actually a little constrained as to sort of speaking as to that actual innocence because, like you and I, they weren't there, so they don't know what happened. But I think it's a little bit of a PR aspect just because he's a person of some notoriety.
So you talk about the high-profile nature of this case, and it's so true. I don't mean just here in Wisconsin, but across the country, people are now following this case. So do investigators typically move more cautiously because they know every decision will be scrutinized? And as a defense attorney, what are you chatting about right now with your client? Again, this is not your client, but hypothetically.
Yeah, so you're right. I don't know anything beyond what's been reported in the case or in the papers so far about this, but I think what you're doing with your client is just trying to sort of calm them down, get some basic facts about what happened, maybe some investigation in terms of text messages that have come before and since on this matter, just getting some background on that. In terms of the public scrutiny, absolutely, the district attorney's law enforcement certainly, but more importantly, the district attorney's office is really under a lot of scrutiny. Police make arrest decisions. Prosecutors make charging decisions. They're the ones that have to go into court and prove this. No lawyer likes to go into court to lose, right?
Right.
And further, prosecutors have an additional step, whereas they are not to charge a case unless they believe that they can get a conviction from it, okay, that they believe that the case. So they certainly shouldn't do it just as a measure of harassment or anything, and I'm not suggesting that they would in this case. But absolutely, I think time is certainly a friend of the defense, no doubt about it. But I think in a case like this, a high-profile case, it can be a friend of the prosecution as well. They want to dot the I's, cross the T's. They, too, want to know what's in those text messages. What is this backstory? Is this a credible accusation, right? And there's a lot of evidence to gather, including potentially medical evidence. You talk about an allegation or an arrest for a charge of strangulation. Strangulation is interesting, and I'm not bragging here, but I've never lost a strangulation case. Jurors want to see marks. They want to see something on that neck. And very rarely in a strangulation is there actually marks, outward marks. It's all internal, okay, or mostly. And so you do sort of need that medical evidence to sort of follow up with that, because jurors just see something, they see pictures, and usually by the time the pictures come along, if there were any marks, they've faded. But jurors, they don't want to be betrayed by their eyes. They look at it. Your neck looks fine to me. I don't see that this person, applied the pressure that you're saying that they did. If it's one of the arrest charges, but I don't know if that'll be an ultimate allegation here.
And that's the one that carries a felony label to it. All the others are listed as misdemeanors. I was curious about the timeline initially on this, Jonathan. I don't know if you've had a case like this, but the calls for police intervention come on Saturday. Jacobs doesn't turn himself in until Tuesday, right? And so how does that work? So does the Brown County Police Department, do they reach out to you, the defense attorney, and say, here's what we got. We're either coming after him or he can turn himself in, but we have enough here where we can potentially look at charges?
It's probably a little bit reverse. It's probably he got his lawyers involved, and his lawyers reached out, and his lawyers said, hey, he's not running. We're going to turn him in. Let's, arrange a time and date. Because, quite frankly, in domestic violence cases, it's a mandatory arrest state in Wisconsin. If they find someone in the residence there, they have to arrest them under most circumstances. There's a couple caveats here and there. So, and certainly in domestic violence cases and other types of cases, particularly like sexual assault, law enforcement isn't going to make the decision about whether or not this happened, right? They have an allegation. They deem it credible enough that they believe they have probable cause to make an arrest. They're going to make that arrest and let the district attorney's office sort it out. But I would imagine it was his lawyers who reached out and said, we're going to turn him in. Nobody's running. And that's an important aspect, I think, to sort of establish that cooperation. You want to appear cooperative, and you should be cooperative, quite frankly. It helps your case no matter what happens to make that connection with law enforcement and the DA's office. You have a story as the lawyer that you're going to want to present, and hopefully pre-charging, right? Hopefully they'll have and I think in this case they will have an open ear. Doesn't mean they're going to agree with his attorneys, but I'm certain that they want to get it right. I mean, let's be honest. It's a multi-million-dollar decision, and you don't want to say that just because someone is famous or a pro athlete or wealthy, that they get different justice than the average person, right? But the truth is, they do. They get a different, I think, consideration because the stakes are higher, and it's not that it's not every obvious charge has a collateral consequence, but I think we would be, whether it's intentional act or not. I mean, if it's going to have those sort of collateral consequences, I mean, especially in recent years, I mean, this could be career ender, right? And it can be a career ender for a lot of people, but this is a sort of special, unique, short-lived career. You only have so many years for which you can play football. You have is the length of your life to be a lawyer, right? So, I mean, I think that sort of compounds the sort of scrutiny that the DA's office is under and the sort of consideration that they give it. Now, that being said, if they believe a crime was committed, I expect them to act accordingly. They're not going to say, oh, he's a Green Bay Packer, we're going to let him off the hook. We know this from previous cases involving Packers.
Jonathan, you have covered some of the most high-profile cases here in Milwaukee as a defense attorney, and you're getting ready to wrap up your career, getting ready to retire here. You have one more case on the docket this summer. I'm curious just about your initial thoughts. As soon as you saw the headlines, as soon as you saw the statements come out as a defense attorney, what was initially circling around in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. I guess I'm going to default to the defense side, right? Like, how immediately are we going to start to challenge this? And I want to start to gather the information I can. And digital media is so important. Like, I'm aware that I think some outlet referred to some cryptic tweet that she had put out about, sometimes tough love is just cruel, right? Well, what does that mean? Does that mean she was on the receiving end? Or is she the provider of tough love, right? Like, you're going to want to delve into things like that. And so, the digital footprint across so many platforms, including just the text, and it's not necessarily the text to him, it's the text to her girlfriend or to her mother or whomever that you want to get those. Now, she is a victim. DA's office isn't necessarily going to compel her to provide those. They could, I suppose, but it's going to be a question of her level of cooperation, and that's going to be a big determining factor too in the district attorney's office and whether they issue charges. They need a cooperative complaining witness, and if that person, there's the reality is the flip side is it's a very upending situation for any person involved in a domestic violence case, girlfriend, spouse, what have you, because it's going to completely change the dynamic of your relationship and potentially the direction of your life. And so there's a lot of factors weighing in here just from the other side of it in terms of going forward and whether that leads to there's lack of cooperation. I'm not suggesting there will, and I'm not, no one can suggest that should be the case. Or if it's, some middle ground where, look, we can entertain some counseling and work on some anger management if there are anger issues. I'm not suggesting that Mr. Jacobs has those, but if there's things like that, and sometimes you just do what you got to do, and maybe some type of diversion program or something can be available. Just really anything to sort of avoid the charge and certainly avoid the conviction. Or they could just say, you know what, we don't think we have it, and we're not going to charge it because we just don't think it's strong enough.
Really interesting insight and information. Jonathan Smith of Cone and Smith. Jessica, you asked the question about, does being a star athlete, does that help your cause sometimes in cases, maybe not in the court of law, but with the team, it does. The higher or greater your star, the longer the leash you have. And that is a fact in the world of professional sports.
For certain. Without question. Yeah. If this was a person on the practice team,
they don't have a job today.
Got the boot, yeah.
For sure.
Jonathan, we appreciate your time and insight.
Thanks,
we'll stick with you as this all develops. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
12:26 on WTMJ. News coming up.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Greg Matzik for Sorens Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, home of the nice guys since 1917. Think about that. Over 100 years in business as the longest-running Ford dealership in the state of Wisconsin. Incredible inventory. You can check that out online or stop by the dealership off Capitol Drive, right in the heart of Brookfield, just a couple miles from where we live. It's Sorens Ford. Feels like a neighborhood dealership, and it is a family-owned dealership. In fact, 4th generation. Family-run Sorens. They're still doing it the right way. Quality, service, great brands on the dealership lot. And if they don't have what you're looking for, ask them to find it. They will go to work for you. In fact, we needed an oil change and tire rotation on my wife's vehicle. You know it. Time is money. It's tough to get away and tough to find ways to check off that to-do list when you're moving in 20 directions. Well, Sorens came to us. They said, we'll pick up your vehicle. They brought it back to the dealership, did the oil change, did the tire rotation, brought the vehicle back. My wife was working at home on a Friday, never had to leave the house, and all of a sudden 2 things from our to-do list that weekend were off the list thanks to Sorens Ford. That is service. That's what makes them the best in the business when it comes to you, your used auto, or new automobile. Didn't even have to buy it at Sorens for service. Incredible people. Connect with Sorens for your next purchase or service appointment. SOERENS.com. It's Sorens Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. For pilots and aviation lovers, there's nothing like making a trip to EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. July 20th through the 26th, get up close to thousands of aircraft, learn about the newest innovation, get hands-on with experts, and witness breathtaking daily air shows, some even at night. There's no better way to immerse yourself into the world of aviation than by checking out the world's greatest aviation celebration. Fuel your passion for flight. EAA.org is the website. July 20th through the 26th, EAA.org.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story: arrested for arson at a playground.
I'm Jessica Ty, making a gourmet meal out of Mickey D's.
82-year high inland today. It's currently 75 at the lake.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General, wrapping up 4 hours on Capitol Hill today, facing questions from lawmakers about the DOJ's release of the Epstein files. The meeting was behind closed doors. ABC's Aaron Katersky has what we know so far.
We know from her opening statement, which was released, that she believes the Justice Department, as she led it, did what it was supposed to do and complied with the Transparency Act that required the release of all of these documents. She also said she left the particulars of it on her deputy, who's now the acting Attorney General, Todd Blanche.
Lawmakers in Louisiana have approved a new congressional map which eliminates one of the state's 2 majority black districts. Republican Governor Jeff Landry is expected to sign off on the new map. It comes after the Supreme Court moved to weaken the Voting Rights Act in a decision last month. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 12:31. A man is in custody after allegedly setting fire to a playground in New Berlin. Police responded about 4:40 this morning to reports from witnesses that Beaver Park was on fire. Officers found the park's merry-go-round in flames when they arrived. Witnesses reported seeing a man at the park with a gas can. Police arrested a 19-year-old and confirmed that he started the fire with a series of Molotov cocktails. The merry-go-round was destroyed. There was also minor damage to the basketball court. No one was hurt.
The man who died at a Milwaukee boat storage facility on Thursday has now been identified. The medical examiner tells us it was 24-year-old Cody Stelzel. He was working at Center Point Marine in Walker's Point when a boat fell on top of him.
Patient has been pulled out from underneath the boat. We are going to be starting CPR.
That's audio courtesy of Broadcastify. Stelzel died right there at the scene. Authorities are still investigating what exactly caused that boat to tip over.
Milwaukee County leaders moving forward with plans for a long-term senior center on the northwest side.
The county board approving $100,000 for planning and design work following the closure of the McGovern Senior Center. County officials say the facility suffered years of flooding, mold, and deterioration before shutting down. Supervisors say the funding is an important step toward providing safe and reliable services for older adults in the community. The money will help county departments evaluate options and gather public input before deciding on a permanent solution. The proposal now heads to County Executive David Crowley for his signature. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The latest stage of work on the I-43 Rock Freeway is now in place between Mugwanago and Waukesha.
The DOT's Eric Hansen says southbound drivers were shifted into the new setup last weekend.
This is between Highway 83 Mugwanago and Highway 164 in Waukesha. Those traffic shifts did occur for the southbound lanes.
With that setup in place, some ramp closures are now part of the longer-term construction plan.
Just a reminder that the 83 entrance ramp to 43 northbound, that closed long-term and will remain closed through midsummer of 2026.
The northbound exit to Highway 164 is also closed through this fall. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
And the 10th annual Unwrapped event challenged Milwaukee chefs to make a gourmet meal from McDonald's ingredients, all for a great cause.
The proceeds from the event go directly to Sharp Literacy, a program that integrates interactive science, technology, engineering, art, and math classes into urban schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. Executive chef of Joey Gerard's, Chef Connor McNeil made a lobster martini salad with a secret ingredient.
The McDonald's ingredients, everybody likes Big Mac sauce, so we use Big Mac sauce as the base to make the remoulade sauce.
Sharp Literacy does not charge any of the schools they offer classes in.
So anything education is something that my wife and I both feel very passionately about.
Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Could he do like a snack wrap chicken and waffles or something like that? That sounds fun.
That one that he mentioned, I'd unwrap that and try it. That sounds good.
It does.
12:34 is the time. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ time is 12:34.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
And now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, "I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house." Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. She also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for roofing and also replacement windows, decks, and of course siding. They've done it all at the Matzik households over the years. It started with windows, transforming our 1953 Milwaukee home into something beautiful. And then, on our new house, brand new LP Smart Side siding. Built 8 years ago, our house still looks brand new. Make sure to connect with Eric about patio projects as well. They've expanded our outdoor living space to an area fit with a beautiful cedar pergola, paver patio, gas fire pit, and more. The best in lighting? I can control it from my phone. All there at Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more. Take the next step and check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited. Truly siding and a whole lot more.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Enjoy the Fox and Hounds restaurant's fabulous all-you-can-eat fish fry. It's one of the best. The magnificent Sunday brunch is also all-you-can-eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. Call and reserve foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Packers wrap up Block 1 of organized team activities today, and little stands in the way of rookie 6th-round draft pick Trey Smack from being the team's kicker when the regular season begins. The team released veteran kicker Brandon McManus earlier this month.
Goody and I talked quite a bit, and I think it was only fair to Brandon and to our football team to make the move now.
Block 2 of organized team activities begins on Monday. Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Astros tonight at Houston. Milwaukee begins the day 4 games ahead of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6:35. In the NBA, the Spurs and Thunder take the floor Saturday night in Oklahoma City in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Winner advances to face the Knicks in the NBA Finals. And college baseball, the Milwaukee Panthers putting it on Auburn right now, up 6-0. In the second inning. This is part of the Auburn Regional of the NCAA Baseball Championship Tournament.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. Happy Friday, everyone. No crashes to report. That's some great news. And I also want to say a big happy Friday to all of you Marquette alum who are celebrating a reunion this weekend. In fact, we have outside of our studios right here at 3rd Street Market Hall right now, we have a bunch of ladies who are celebrating their 50th anniversary or reunion at Marquette University. Happens to be my mom and some of her friends. How about that? Isn't that great? Celebrating their 50th reunion.
A day out on the
weekend
town, right?
At Marquette University. They were at Botana's last night celebrating. I don't know what's on tap tonight, but they're outside. So thank you, ladies, for coming, and have a great weekend to all the alum who are celebrating reunions at Marquette University this weekend. Back to the traffic, shall we? It is. Just like that. Right as I'm talking, Greg, boom, we got a crash. Highway 18 East at Swenson Drive. The 2 right lanes are blocked due to a crash. I'm seeing a little bit of a backup there, so heads up in case you are traveling in Waukesha County right now. That is a new one, just popped up as I was speaking. Highway 18 East at Swenson Drive. 2 right lanes are blocked due to a crash. We also have our delays in our construction zones. It's especially heavy on this Friday afternoon. 94 eastbound and westbound around American Family Field around the ballpark. Also 4145 at Mayfair and Butler.
Sunny today, high 82 inland, 74 near the lake. Clear tonight, a low of 49. Saturday, 72 inland, 66 near the lake. Partly cloudy skies. Sun returns in full force on Sunday with a high of 75. Could hit 80 inland on Monday. 75 and sunny in Milwaukee at 1240. Friday vibes here on Wisconsin's Midday News, and I'm assuming the same in Washington, D.C. The nation's capital is where we find Scott McFarlane of the Midas Touch, joining us here as he does every week. Hey, Scott.
Hey, good afternoon. That is 112, the trio from Atlanta. That's a song from 1997 called Only You.
Okay, Scott, I have a question for you. Do you think they might be available to come and sing for the celebration for the 250th and President Trump? Because everybody's just dropping out.
Let me explain this mess as best I can. And by the way, hi to your mom and happy 50th to the people
she is a big fan of yours, so she will be very excited to hear that. Thank you, Scott.
Nice to hear. Perhaps she could come perform at the America 250th concert in D.C. So 10 years ago, Congress put together this group, this team, this task force to plan America's 250th birthday celebration and all the performances nationwide. Trump administration took some ownership of that from the task force and did it themselves. And they set up this founding 250th concert on the Mall the week before July 4th. 9 acts were announced by the Trump adjacent group. 7 of the 9 acts have now canceled because they didn't realize this was at all political or Trump adjacent. They thought this was just one of those task force, nonpartisan Americana moments. They don't think it is anymore. So the 7 that have canceled include a disproportionate, almost preposterously large number of 1989 music acts. It almost begs the question, was some dude in his mid-50s in charge of booking this thing?
Yes.
Milli Vanilli, Young MC, Morris Day and the Time, that's protégés of Prince, Bret Michaels, the lead singer of Poison.
That's right.
And whatever remains of the Commodores, whatever version of the Commodores existed in 1989, like a background musician, canceled too. And Martina McBride canceled. So I think it's a mess. I think it's a cell phone, and it really shows the divide between the stuff that was planned long ago for the birthday and stuff that they're trying to slap together at the last minute.
It was just like one after another, after another, after another dropping out. I mean, you could just see it, and they're trying to put their explanations on social media, and 7 of the 9 are out. What a debacle. I mean, it's kind of an embarrassment almost, I think, from both sides. Like, I feel like the music group should have known more, and the other group should have explained more. It's just a disaster.
It is. It's a stupid look, and we don't want stupid looks surrounding our country's 250th birthday. Charitably, we don't want there to be fails involved with celebrating our country. Here's what remains: Flo Rida, Greg's favorite, and Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice can only cover so much ground because Vanilla Ice only has one song.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if he's just going to sing it over and over and over again. And the question that America is left with from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C., is how in the world is Milli Vanilli one of the acts involved here? Because one of them sadly has passed away. The other one was a lip syncer. I'm not sure who was going to perform.
Strangely, my first concert, Scott, was Young MC opening for Milli Vanilli, if you want to go into the Wayback Machine. That is a true story, and I would say that Young MC stole the show at that particular location. Is this where the $250 bill was going to be unveiled, too? The grand 250th? I know the White House is pushing Congress to approve this, bearing Donald Trump's portrait. There are even mock-ups of this. Is this legitimate, Scott, or what hurdles have to be cleared to make this happen? A lot of discussion about it.
Many, many hurdles. Yes, there literally is legislation in the U.S. House to create a $250 bill, to mint it, and to put Donald Trump's picture on it. It's got about a dozen or so, maybe 15 or 16 co-sponsors. That's nothing. That's nowhere close to what they'd need to get this thing past the final hurdle. They would need a bunch of Democrats to sign on to this. There are better odds of Young MC being on the $250 bill than Donald Trump being on the $250 bill. Also, the other hurdle that's making this a complete impossibility is it's not a good moment to start minting really large denominations of currency. You look out of touch with how people are going broke on gas and groceries. It's never going to happen. I think politically, it's dinging the president and his supporters in a needless way, because this is not really going to happen. So why take the hits for it?
Speaking of the president, President Trump's approval rating is hovering around 39% right now, roughly the same rating as former President Biden in the final months of his presidency. Does approval rating matter for a president who, at least at this point in this time, is ineligible to run again?
It matters to Tom Tiffany. It matters to Derek Van Orden because they need wind behind their sails right now to win statewide for Congressman Tiffany and in Western Wisconsin for Congressman Van Orden. Any lack of oxygen in the president's poll numbers really deflates their sails. So they've got to see that improve between now and November to feel more confident in their campaigns. For the president, I mean, he's somewhat immune to this, not seeking re-election, but he needs his agenda to move on Capitol Hill. And we've seen some of it stall out, haven't we, over the last few weeks? We haven't had Republicans declaratively criticize him. They don't do that. They still don't do that. But they did not move some really high priority border funding legislation a couple weeks ago that he really wanted to do before the Memorial Day holiday. That stalled. This $1.776 billion taxpayer funded pot of money for convicted crooks appears to have no support or incredibly little support among Republicans on Capitol Hill. There are reasons for that, Jess and Greg, but a 30% approval rating isn't helping.
So I'm wondering if there is a threshold, Scott. I don't know if you even have the answer to this, but you look at an approval rating and say you don't want to go into this territory in an election year, especially for battleground states, because I think your point is salient. Trump's connection to the Republican Party could have ripple effects in states that it could ultimately decide who the next president is in 2028.
One thing we've seen with Trump from the start, from 2016, his poll numbers don't move much. It's what they call inelastic. That's the Washington, D.C. term for this. Inelastic poll numbers means they don't stretch very far. So there's not much they're going to rebound because he has no track record of getting newfound independent or Democratic support to push those numbers high. So maybe they could regress negatively or increase towards the high 30s or low 40s in the best scenario for Trump. But even those numbers are problematic for Republicans in a midterm election, which is why there's a wave of gerrymandering unfolding in the South to try to preserve Republican seats that will not be preserved otherwise, and why Democrats are spending so much money in Wisconsin, thinking they could swing at least one House seat, maybe two, and thinking they could preserve the governor's mansion. They think this is the type of poll number that is kryptonite for Republicans.
Scott, this is kind of random, but I happened to see I was working with Congressman Pocan's people to get him on the show today. It didn't work out for today, but it was tentatively set for 12:15 right before you. Now we're going to set it up for next week. But I saw then on his feed or your social media feed that you had just talked with him. And I thought, okay, that would be ironic if we had him on and then had you on back to back. What was that conversation like?
Well, first of all, one of the reasons that Congressman Pocan was so keen on talking to me is my homepage image on Substack, my icon, is me sitting by the lake in Madison, which to me is one of the prettiest spots in America. And I loved it so much. I took the picture and made it like my wallpaper. And he respected that as Mr. Madison, and he likes that I'm championing the hometown. So let's start with that. I find him uniquely fascinating for several reasons, one of which is that he is a magician, literally, and you should have him do magic tricks if he's joining you by video, because he can do magic. He's also, really, I think, representative of Wisconsin Democrats at this moment, where there is something of an internal battle of where the party wants to go. Does the party want to go in a progressive direction like Mark Pocan, or does the party want to go in a more moderate, more broad direction like others in our state do? He's interesting to talk to about that. He wanted to talk to me about the fact that we're finding different ways to reach people now, and we have the power of WTMJ behind us, and it's an incredible way to reach people. And there are not many of us left. There are not many flamethrower, salt of the community places like WTMJ across America. We're blessed to have it here. And he was just wondering, how do you reach people? How do you reach constituents? How do you reach people you represent if television is not the thing it used to be?
Interesting conversation. Yeah, it was a duo I wasn't expecting to see, but we'll have to listen to the whole thing. Thanks so much, Scott.
Yeah, always good to check in with Scott McFarland, Chief Washington Correspondent for the Midas Touch, joining us every week here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Scott, have yourself a great weekend.
Yeah.
We'll do it again next week.
I'm bringing Young MC next week. We'll do it together.
Please do it, man. That'd be great. Boy, a little
we'll do it live.
Cameo appearance with Young MC. Who knows? If anybody could pull it off, it would be Scott. It's 12:50 on WTMJ.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick 9 after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
Hey, the Hounds and Tap is celebrating its 5th anniversary with a party tomorrow. It's going to be great. Noon to 5. I will be there hanging out. Live music, food, beer tastings from some local craft brewers, giveaways, and a great raffle supporting Haws and local animals in need. It's at the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls, right off Silver Spring. You really can't miss it. Not far from Kohl's, you'll find the Hounds and Tap. Gorgeous facility and the place to go to for doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming services, and a fun place just to hang out, you and your dog, at that indoor-outdoor tavern. Commonly, you'll see a food truck parked right next to the Hounds and Tap. Grab yourself a bite, grab yourself a drink, watch a game, and just relax in a fun and welcoming environment. And come celebrate 5 years of the Hounds and Tap on Saturday, May 30th from noon to 5. I'm looking forward to being there. Dropped up a couple of raffle items as well. So I know what's in that. There's some really good stuff here from WTMJ and some of my other friends here from around the community. Saturday, May 30th, noon to 5 at the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls off Silver Spring. Hope to see you there.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting pre-approved, but that's probably a mistake because banks have a lot of overhead like branches, fancy headquarters, and layers of management. That means their closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 higher than AccuNet's for exactly the same rate. And that's not all. Bank pre-approval letters are usually weak and unconvincing, especially compared to AccuNet's rock-solid, fully verified pre-approval that provides a $2,000 guarantee to you and the seller. Our senior loan consultants will also look at every possible way to strengthen your offer and pre-approval in the eyes of that seller, especially if you're offering over the asking price. We even call the listing agent to reinforce what a great buyer you are. Banks don't do all that. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and let our passionate mortgage pros help you win while you save a bunch of money too. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and I want to tell you about the dentist I recommend, my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Conmawalk Dental Care. If you've been putting off a cleaning, dealing with tooth sensitivity, or you're ready to finally fix what's been bothering you, this is a great place to start. Dr. Michaels and his team are welcoming, thorough, and focused on your comfort. They explain your options clearly and help you feel at ease in the chair. From regular checkups to crowns, cosmetic improvements, implants, and Invisalign, they can handle it all. And if something happens unexpectedly, they offer emergency dentistry too. I make the drive from Milwaukee to Oconomowoc just to see Dr. Michaels and his fantastic staff. They're that good. So call 262-567-7224 to request an appointment today, or just visit drmichaelsdentalcare.com. That's 262-567-7224 or drmichaelsdentalcare.com.
Sunny, high of 82 today, 75 near Lake Michigan, overnight low of 49, 75 inland tomorrow, and a high of 68 degrees near the lake. It's 75 and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:54.
A Memorial Day salute, a Packers running back arrested, stolen yard signs, and more.
It's all part of the Weekend Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
As the Eastman Trader American Legion got more established, that he first started putting the flags up in 1926.
These are veterans from every war, beginning with the War of 1812.
There are actually graves are from American Revolutionary soldiers.
Swing and a miss. And Jacob Mizorowski punctuates a gem on Memorial Day.
Happy Tuesday.
Voters look at it a little bit differently than perhaps the legislature.
Almost no difference between Republicans, independents, or Democrats on whether the bill should have been passed is really quite remarkable.
So everybody has a stance and is weighing in on AI, including the Vatican.
Pope Leo, not an AI doomer. He does have a lot of concerns about this industry, and he's voicing them in this piece.
Marty Brooks and the Wisconsin Center District Board. Today, a closed board meeting to discuss potential litigation.
As of right now, business as usual. Still president and CEO, a role he is contractually able to hold until early 2028.
Packers star running back Josh Jacobs appears to still be in the Brown County Jail. 2 of those recommended charges are felonies.
Just from the team aspect of it, you let everybody down because now everyone is going to have to answer for you.
I was summoned for jury duty. I was summoned, and I was so bored. I felt so much relief that I didn't have to come back, because, I have stuff to do. I have this show to do.
Swing and a miss! He struck him out! It is a St. Louis sweep for the Crew!
Floyd Mercure is a girl, and I was excited because I only have girls at home, so I know how to be a girl dad.
Be fierce, be brave, be healthy.
It's staring at you.
Pull tab Matt. What a great name for an artist from Wisconsin.
As an artist, I know how expensive cost of goods can be, so I try to find one that I didn't have to pay for. So I take people's losers.
Hank Azaria, aside from being a singer of The Boss, is also an actor and a voice actor.
Hey, is there a butts here? See more butts?
Why Bruce Springsteen?
He's really the only rock star that I can imitate. That's the main thing.
Congressman Tom Tiffany.
Clerks would affirmatively have to make sure that a person is a citizen.
I would have to do more than another person, potentially, if I had changed my name in order to vote.
But women do that now when they change their names for other purposes.
They did a little cut to the Mississippi State dugout, and sure enough, they had 6 crowns of broccoli just sort of hanging from their fence.
In depth this entire hour, Payne at the pump.
We try and minimize the amount of mileage we're driving lately.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Business as usual.
A person is dead in Milwaukee after being pinned underneath a boat at a storage facility.
Patient has been pulled out from underneath the boat. We are going to be starting CPR.
An independent candidate for governor is spotted stealing political yard signs. He filmed himself doing it.
I'll have that. Whether people agree with my methods or not, at least now we're having a conversation.
Trump administration moves to put President Trump on a new $250 bill.
What's $250?
A lot of pull tabs. Strip club? Silk?
I don't go to strip club.
What are we, gang?
What a week. John, you're extremely cynical. You know that?
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered. Christ-centered.
I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. If you got a busted garage door, just give my friends at Geist a call today. Brands like CHI and LiftMaster are in stock, ready to go. Inventory is pretty incredible. You'll be surprised. That is amazing inventory. That could mean a quick turnaround for your project. What if you got a custom project? No problem. Geist can handle that as well. Swift and reliable garage repair solutions are available for you with Geist. Visit GeistDoors.com and don't think twice. Call Geist.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. For pilots and aviation lovers, there's nothing like making a trip to EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. July 20th through the 26th, get up close to thousands of aircraft. Learn about the newest innovation. Get hands-on with experts and witness breathtaking daily air shows, some even at night. There's no better way to immerse yourself into the world of aviation than by checking out the world's greatest aviation celebration. Fuel your passion for flight. EAA.org is the website. July 20th through the 26th, EAA.org.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does, because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Spas! The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Nestor Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Are you like me? Do you stress about your home, how it looks, or maybe you're worried about something leaking? Well, you can live with peace of mind and without stress by getting a new roof from Tri-County Contracting. Get yourself a free instant roof quote right now. Go to TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's that easy. It's roofing, siding, and windows that'll make you love your home again. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Start the countdown. The crew is ready for takeoff.
Pitch to Bowers. And a high fly ball deep right field. This ball's way back there. That one's off the scoreboard and over it. And out of this ballpark.
The Brewers touch down in Houston to take on the Astros. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:35. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm Greg Mansick. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, May 29th. Your top story, refusing to answer questions about the Epstein files.
I'm Jessica Ty. The state's Elections Commission has concerns about absentee ballots.
Plenty of sunshine today, high 82 inland, 74 near the lake, clear tonight, and a low of 50. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, former Attorney General Pam Bondi refuses to answer questions on President Trump's involvement in the release of the Epstein case files. Bondi being questioned by the House Oversight Committee over her handling of the release of those files and how the DOJ, under her watch, oversaw what would be released and what wouldn't.
This was her sort of mess to begin with. People like Bondi and now the FBI director, they were people who, before Trump was even elected, said this is why we need Trump in the White House to release all these files. And then when she said that Epstein's client list was sitting on her desk, everybody got excited. And then it turned out that there was no client list, and documents that were put out at first under her watch were duplicative.
That's ABC's Aaron Katursky. Epstein survivors and critics have criticized Bondi's DOJ for redacting the names of some of Epstein's associates.
The latest stage of work on the I-43 Rock Freeway is now in place between Mukwonago and Waukesha.
The DOT's Eric Hansen says southbound drivers were shifted into the new setup last weekend.
This is between Highway 83 Mukwonago and Highway 164 in Waukesha. Those traffic shifts did occur for the southbound lanes.
With that setup in place, some ramp closures are now part of the longer-term construction plan.
Just a reminder that the 83 entrance ramp to 43 northbound, that closed long-term and will remain closed through midsummer of 2026.
The northbound exit to Highway 164 is also closed through this fall. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
Classes canceled today at Horace Mann Middle School in Sheboygan following a deadly bicycle accident. Police say a 51-year-old man was riding his bike through the school's parking lot when the accident happened just before 7 this morning. He died from his injuries. The school abruptly canceled classes due to the incident.
Water and fuel shortages in Cuba are leading to a humanitarian crisis impacting as many as 3 million people. As News Nation's Brooke Schaefer reports, the Trump administration is considering stepping in.
President Trump has suggested the U.S. could take Cuba. Politico is reporting this morning the Pentagon has positioned troops for a military attack, just needs the president's go-ahead. But so far, President Trump has not given that order. Instead, his administration, for now, opting for peaceful change and transition in Cuba. But Axios reports the Trump administration is bracing for the potential collapse of Cuba's government as early as this summer.
Cuban leaders have blamed the U.S. oil blockade and sanctions for the current crisis on the island.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Pretty good finish to the week here if it holds. The Dow is up about 280 points at 50,948. NASDAQ kind of bouncing back and forth today, currently 20 points in the green at 26,938. And the S&P is up about 12 at 75.75. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, East 105.
Traffic is sponsored by Capri Communities. Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Visit EnjoyLifeSymposium.com. Live life to the fullest at Capri's Enjoy Life Symposium on Wednesday, June 10th. This free event for older adults includes speakers, exhibitors, activities, and more. Register today at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Wet basements and foundation problems? For over 20 years, Accurate has been the Fix-It Show's trusted experts in foundation repair and waterproofing. Whether it's cracked walls, drain tile issues, or water in your basement, they've got you covered. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. Call Accurate Basement Repair today at 414-744-6900 or visit AccurateBasementRepair.com. They're not just good, they're accurate.
Hey, jump in and tee it up with WTMJ. We're giving you the chance to win a foursome at our upcoming golf outing. It's the WTMJ Classic presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It's Tuesday, June 30th at Morningstar Golfers Club. That's in Waukesha. Great course. Should be a great time as well. Hope to see you there. Head to WTMJ.com. You can enter. The contest runs through June the 1st. Don't miss your shot. Enter today.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Summer is upon us. June is just about here, and I love this. The last Experience Wisconsin of May is going to be a really good one. We're going to get you all set up on this week's show. Road America, Elkhart Lakes Playground for Speed. Road America will be on the show. They've got a huge month coming up. We'll get you all hooked up on that. And head to the Northwoods. It's that time of year. Rhinelander on this week's Experience Wisconsin. Saturdays at 1, right here on 620 WTMJ.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers begin today 4 games ahead of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Brewers president of baseball operations Matt Arnold appreciates the team's never give up mentality.
You can have a game where you're down and you're getting no hit and it's a tough game to watch, and then boom, one thing happens and the next thing happens and we're ahead and we end up winning the game, and that's just a huge credit to the guys on our club.
Coleman Crow being recalled from AAA Nashville to start the Brewers game tonight against the Astros. Game 1 of a 3-game series. Coverage gets underway at 6:35 on WTMJ. And in college baseball, the Milwaukee Panthers are putting it on 4th-seeded Auburn in the opening round of the NCAA Men's Baseball Championships. This is part of the Auburn Regional being played in Alabama. Milwaukee up 10-0 in the top of the 4th inning.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No crashes to report. Great news there. We do have a disabled vehicle, a broken down car in a bad spot. It's in our construction zone on 94 West. It's just making things even slower. I-94 West at the ramp from 35th Street. The right shoulder is blocked because of that car that just broke down. And I do see that emergency responders have now pulled up to the scene, likely just to make sure that driver is okay and kind of to protect the car as well. But traffic, I'm actually seeing the middle lane right now just stopped. Nobody is moving, so that is bound to get worse. I do see right now, though, the emergency responder is leaving. Hopefully that driver is okay. Ooh, and Greg, just like that, action as it's happening with traffic right now. The broken down vehicle, no longer broken down, apparently. There was some issue, but it's no longer there because I just watched as the driver pulled on out and is moving along, and so is the emergency responder. And because of that, everybody else on 94 West will be moving along quicker too.
Sponsored by Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Buy direct from the grower. Tehan Greenhouses in Oak Creek. Shop the best selection of blooming hanging baskets, deck planters, annuals, perennials, and vegetables. Prices flat from last year. Buy direct. Tehan Greenhouses.
Sunny, high of 82 today. A little cooler near the lake, but still very pleasant conditions. Overnight low about 50 degrees. Tomorrow, just a slight cool down with 75. Your listed high, 68 degrees near Lake Michigan. We stick in the mid-70s, back to 80 for the end of the weekend. And into next week, really no rain in sight. Just a slight chance on Sunday morning for a sprinkle, but most of us stay dry here for the next several days. 76 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 111.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
I want to reiterate something I mentioned in sports here. The Milwaukee Panthers men's baseball team, it's been a while since they played in the NCAA tournament. They finished the regular season with a losing record, but they still qualify because of how they did in their conference. Well, they're facing Auburn. They're looked at as one of those SEC powerhouse teams, a team that could win the College World Series. This would be considered a massive, massive upset in the world of college baseball if the Panthers somehow knocked off Auburn, the SEC power, on their own home field, by the way. And it is 10-0 Panthers in the 4th inning.
Wow, awesome.
This is an amazing local story. I remember 1999, the top-ranked team in the country was Rice, and Milwaukee Panthers beat Rice in the NCAA tournament. However, that game was not played in Houston. This is a game that Auburn earned the right to host. It's their regional, and right now they're getting smacked by the Milwaukee Panthers. We'll keep you updated.
We'll be happy to take it.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, there's a tentative deal between the U.S. and Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz, but will it get final approval? That's what we're waiting to find out right now. President Trump is in the Situation Room in the White House making the decision. The president says the deal needs to include assertions that Iran will give up its nuclear program. He also says there will be no sanctions relief for Iran. But Iran, according to state media, has its own terms. ABC's Karen Travers is waiting at the White House.
They're pushing back on these points that the president put out in that social media post and laying out their own demands for what a short-term agreement would be. And they include having some control over traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. They want to see $12 billion in frozen assets released to Iran before they agree to anything. They are not willing to commit to turning over that enriched uranium. And also, they're putting Lebanon back on the front burner, saying that there has to be a complete ceasefire there in order to get an agreement between the U.S. and Iran.
We'll let you know as soon as we get an update here. The president went into the Situation Room a little bit after 10 a.m. our time.
Number 2, the search is on for the next athletic director at the University of Wisconsin. The application period is now officially open. Now that stakeholder listening sessions have concluded, applications are due to the CSA Search and Consulting website by June 10th. Got to have a bachelor's degree for this one, Jessica. Advanced degree is preferred, however. Once a Badger, always a Badger, right? You've heard that before. Former football star J.J. Watt, he's not a part of the 9-member search committee, but he is involved in the marketing of the position.
When you meet someone for the first time, how do you describe yourself? You tell them your name, you tell them where you're from. How do you tell them who you are, what you're made of? You tell them you're a Badger. You tell them where home is. You tell them about our family. You tell them it's not just about a school or a city or a team. Being a Badger is so much more than that.
Well, the search process is being initiated by incoming interim chancellor Eric Wilcox. It is interesting. He's going to make the appointment, but he likely will not be the chancellor at some level of the next athletic director's tenure. But this is happening. The application period is officially open, and because it's a public job, anybody can apply, right? You can apply. I can apply. We have bachelor degrees.
But I'm not a Badger.
Okay, fair enough.
They'd be like, meh, we're going to move her on down.
I am still on the waiting list to get into UW-Madison, so that makes me, not a Badger either.
Number 3, a rocket test for space company Blue Origin ended in destruction overnight in Florida. Something went terribly wrong. The video is unbelievable. Text WATCH to the Sonny Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line to see it. That's WATCH to 855-616-1620.
Blue Origin may have had an incident over on the Cape side. Okay, I copied that. I'll pass along. Thank you.
An incident indeed. Look at this. The rocket just exploded on the launch pad, resulting in significant damage and a possible delay in future testing. When I first saw this, I had to watch it like 3 different times. I mean, it looks like a scene from a movie. This is real life.
Yeah.
This happened overnight in Florida. Amazingly, those fireballs, wow. Everyone is safe. No one was actually on board the rocket, thank goodness. Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos says it's too early to know what exactly caused the explosion, but of course they're investigating. And in a post on X, Bezos called it a very rough day and said they will rebuild whatever needs rebuilding and get back to flying. It is worth it, he wrote. Blue Origin, by the way, was preparing this rocket to launch 48 satellites for Amazon into orbit. It's part of an effort to build a network that rivals Starlink by Elon Musk.
1:16 on WTMJ. Coming up next, Major League Baseball wants a salary cap. Guess who doesn't? We'll explain.
Where you live matters. Searching for assisted living can bring a lot of questions and a lot of emotion. At the Wisconsin Assisted Living Association, we believe you need a clear, complete picture without pressure. That's why we partnered with the American Seniors Housing Association on whereyouLiveMatters.org, a one-stop destination with unbiased information to help you understand your options and connect directly with providers in your area. No confusion, just tools that help you take the next step with confidence. Start your research today at whereyouLiveMatters.org.
Horicon Bank is an incredible story, celebrating 130 years in business, doing banking differently. Greg Matzik here. Horicon Bank was founded by inventors. It was fueled by the community of Horicon specifically and focused on business. Well, they are still fueled by community. They are still focused on business. It's Horicon Bank. Financing requests for you and your business can be approved in days, not weeks. Your banker understands how you and your business operates. Since 1896, they have done banking differently, with that single branch in Horicon back in the late 1800s to multiple branches across southeastern Wisconsin and relatively new operations in New Berlin and Wauwatosa, Menominee Falls, Grafton, and West Bend. You are not far from Horicon Bank. Together doing good for 130 years, it's Horicon Bank, member FDIC.
Now that the weather is becoming wonderful, let's think less work, more play. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited replace that deck, build the outdoor kitchen, add a covered structure. How about an automated pergola with automated screens? Let us build a space for you that you'll never have to paint. All you need to do is play, enjoy, live. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha. The showroom is amazing, perfect to start your journey. Less work, more play, Outdoor Living Unlimited.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
I'll get up and start that Friday early. Why not, right? Get that weekend going here. It's 82 degrees inland, 76 near Lake Michigan, overnight low around 50. Tomorrow's high 75, little cooler near the lake. It's 119. So baseball's collective bargaining agreement with the players expires December the 1st. That is a key date to understand. Both sides are expected to present major economic overhauls for the next collective bargaining agreement. ESPN's Jeff Passan has a snapshot of where negotiations stand.
The sides could not be any farther apart, not just in terms of what they are proposing, but in terms of just the straight philosophy of how they think baseball should be run.
All right, so what are they proposing, Major League Baseball? Well, for the first time since 1994, baseball, the league, is proposing a salary cap. So here's the proposal. The proposal sets a league-wide salary cap of about $245 million. That is a cap. Can't spend more than that. They also establish a salary floor of $171 million. So a difference of roughly $75 million. They're trying to close the gap on what the big spenders are spending and what the non-spenders are, well, not spending.
So now knowing that, I'm curious as to who needs to cut, but also, I thought that was initially going to be my question, who needs to cut? I have a couple of ideas, I know you know. But then now knowing that as well, who needs to add and boost a bit?
Exactly. So it's a very interesting discussion. Such a move would require 8 teams to trim payroll and 12, including the Brewers, to raise payroll. $171 million is the floor. The Brewers have never had a payroll over $145 million. It's a pretty significant increase. So let's take a look at team payrolls today. Not a big shock to understand and learn who is spending the most on players' salaries. The New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dollars, both in excess of $300 million.
It sounded like you said the Los Angeles Dollars, and that would have been that would have been a funny slip.
The Brewers ranked 20th on that list at about $128 million, so still well below what this floor would be if it all went through. The Miami Marlins have the lowest payroll. Their players' salaries account about $75 million. That is a minimal amount. So baseball wants to shrink that gap to promote competitive balance. And the Brewers are a great story in baseball. And you could look at it and say, well, they prove it's not all about spending $300 million, but look at World Series winners. Large market, high payroll teams have won the last 10 World Series. The last 2 times, the Brewers were really close.
So close.
They got
That's
beat by the
so
Dodgers.
Frustrating. Yeah,
right?
We're so close, and we prove that we can do it well and for long, but just haven't been able to snatch it.
The Brewers were not in the Dodgers class last year in the playoffs, but they did have their number during the regular season. So the players are not interested in this at all. They do not want to see a salary cap.
Well, why would they? Yeah.
Exactly. They believe it affects their potential earning power. So now what? Now what happens? Well, expect the two sides to dig in.
The last time MLB proposed a salary cap was 1994. And the World Series wound up getting canceled that year because of a player strike. This time, the expectation, if they can't come to an agreement by December 1st, is that the league will lock out the players. And just how protracted this becomes is a question we won't know for months, but will be on the minds of everyone who's a baseball fan.
Baseball wants it, the players don't. And until the sides agree on a framework to govern the sport, the league will lock the players out. That means no free agency, no trades, no winter meetings, nothing after December 1st.
And where does the money come from?
Well, a lot of it's TV, right?
I mean, the extra money.
So if the Brewers have to increase their payroll, what do they have to do to make up that difference, right? I think they got to dive into their own reserves. I think that's a lot of it. And it's, whenever this goes into play, I guess as early as next year, potentially, the Brewers would not have to make as significant a jump as some other teams on the list, especially the Marlins. They got to add about $100 million to their payroll.
Woo!
Okay. I don't think this is ever going to happen in Major League Baseball. This is where baseball starts with their negotiations. The players are so vehemently against this. I don't think they'll ever concede to a salary cap. So I look at this as a starting point for negotiations. But the last time there was a lockout was 2021. And we're all starving for baseball, right? I mean, it's COVID times. Like, give me something except the Korean Baseball League, for goodness sakes, which actually was somewhat entertaining. But it wasn't Major League Baseball. That lockout lasted 99 days. So baseball has been void of a salary cap forever. Now, the NFL does have a salary cap. Theirs is kind of interesting because what do you notice about the NFL? It's always competitive. Team that doesn't make the playoffs one year ends up in a deep run in the Super Bowl quest the next year. It's constantly evolving, the haves and the have-nots in football. Well, they do have a salary cap, and they don't have a floor, but they do say you got to spend at least 90% of the cap every year. So that is a really narrow window between the teams that are spending to the cap, to the peak, and the teams that are falling a little short of that. Baseball has got the widest discrepancy in all of sports.
Did you say the last lockout was 99 days?
99 days.
Were there 99 bottles of beer on the wall?
Jeez, yeah, you drink one for every day of that lockout until the season began. It is something to watch here because there are many who believe next season will not start on time. And if there's a lockout after December 1st, no spring training, no Cactus League, right? And nothing happening in Arizona, players kind of doing their own thing, not getting paid, by the way. Like, there's all sorts of ripple effects here to not having baseball after December 1st. So this was the latest from Major League Baseball. There ain't going to be a salary cap. I cannot imagine the day where that happens in my lifetime. It's 125.
Did the Greek gods ever sleep?
Huh?
Did Aphrodite have a heart-shaped bed?
Maybe.
Did Hades, god of the underworld, sleep on a trundle bed?
I think the Greek gods would have loved the Nevea bedroom from Penny Mustard.
Nevea is heaven backwards.
A bedroom fit for a king.
You mean a Zeus?
But not Poseidon. He'd have a waterbed.
The Nevea bedroom, starting at just $168 a month, with no interest and no payments till May of 2029, through May 31st at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Now this from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, the Midwest's best gaming casino.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
No matter what business you're in, as the #1 SBA lender in Wisconsin, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions.
Awarded the #1 SBA lender by the Small Business Administration of Wisconsin in 2025.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
John Mercure here for Connect Chiropractic. Life today can keep us stuck in stress mode. Headaches, poor sleep, constant tension, feeling worn down. At Connect Chiropractic, the focus isn't just masking symptoms, it's finding the root cause, helping your nervous system function the way it was designed so your body can heal, adapt, and perform at its best. If you deal with headaches, sleep struggles, or neck and back pain from long days at a desk, take a closer look. Start with a first visit at Connect Chiropractic. It includes advanced scans, digital x-rays, helping uncover what's really going on. Connect Chiropractic.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me. Not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who will tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease you into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Get the look you want for the home you love with 0% financing options available. So you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free at-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer expires May 31st, 2026.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Metzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, May 29th. Your top story, charges pending in the death of a toddler.
I'm Jessica Ty, moving forward on food access and flood preparedness.
Beautiful day today, up to 79 degrees right now in Milwaukee, 82 our high inland, clear tonight at a low of 50, partly cloudy on Saturday. High of 72 degrees inland, a little cooler near the lake. We'll call it 66. We're back in the 70s for Sunday, could be back to 80 on Monday.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Former Attorney General Pam Bondi was on Capitol Hill earlier today answering questions from the House Oversight Committee about the DOJ's release of the Epstein files. The U.S. and Iran remain at odds over a temporary peace agreement as President Trump weighs whether to extend the ceasefire with that country. ABC's Ian Pannell says the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah continued today as well.
We've seen strikes in Beirut. We've seen strikes elsewhere against Hezbollah. Israel insists it's only striking Hezbollah targets, but the Lebanese authorities have repeatedly pointed to evidence suggesting that first responders and civilians have also been killed in some of these strikes. And Israel's not really making any bones about it. We've had the IDF today talking about expanding operations.
And Louisiana has approved a new congressional map ahead of this fall's midterm elections. It eliminates one of the state's 2 majority black districts. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:31. A man under arrest in Racine for the death of a toddler.
Police were called to Children's Hospital on May 18th for a report of child abuse. The toddler had been flighted to the hospital from Racine with significant head trauma. Joriel Ramirez Rodriguez was almost 2 years old when he died about a week later. Investigators arrested the boyfriend of the child's mother, 28-year-old Jordan Keith of Racine. Charges of first-degree reckless homicide are pending. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee County is moving forward with new plans focused on food access and flood preparedness.
County supervisors unanimously approved a joint city-county task force aimed at improving access to affordable and healthy food after several grocery store closures across Milwaukee County neighborhoods. The city of Milwaukee is expected to introduce a companion resolution in the coming week. Supervisors also approved a flood preparedness resolution focused on improving emergency communication, regional coordination, and storm response. This comes after major flooding hit southeast Wisconsin last August August and again in April. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission is raising concerns about mail delivery delays affecting absentee ballots. The commission sent a letter to the U.S. Postal Service and Wisconsin's congressional delegation after reports that sub-absentee ballots took unusually long to arrive during the spring election last month. The commission is asking federal officials to review delivery issues and help ensure absentee ballots are delivered on time ahead of the midterm elections.
A new report from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services highlights the biggest factors impacting health and quality of life across the Badger State.
The agency's 5-year state health assessment points to concerns including affordable housing, access to health care, mental health services, transportation, and the rising cost of living. Officials say the report reinforces that health outcomes are influenced by much more than medical care alone. The findings will help shape future public health priorities and guide the state's next long-term health improvement plan. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
And a food challenge with the city's top chefs where McDonald's ingredients are the main.
The 10th annual Unwrapped challenged chefs to make a gourmet dish from McDonald's ingredients, from Big Mac arepas to lobster martini salad. The proceeds from the event all go directly to Sharp Literacy, a program which gives schools in urban areas access to interactive STEAM-based learning. CEO Linda Kohler-Welsh.
Our program is K-3 through 5th grade, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Kohler-Welsh says the program serves around 8,000 students every school year.
And we also provide them with experiences that they normally probably would not have.
Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
What a fun event. A yummy one, too, for a great cause. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
Are you sick and tired of overpriced fish fries? I am. I recommend the fish fry at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure. The haddock fish fry is all you can eat, $8.99. You'll pay twice that at other restaurants. I love the Mine Shaft fish fry. After a long week, escape from your kitchen with a cold beverage and a delicious all-you-can-eat fish fry. Desserts are buy one, get one free, and a kids menu starts at $3.99. And those kids can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly set away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. Take your family to the Mine Shaft today for the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry at just $8.99. It's an incredible value. That's a crazy low price. The Saturday breakfast buffet is all you can eat for under $10. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford, lots of seating, lots of close parking. Also in Oshkosh near the EAA. Dig into that all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry today. Serving from 10:30. Arrive early, beat the rush. Google the Mine Shaft restaurant and enjoy that fish fry.
Hey, thanks, John. Weather's going to be great this weekend. We'll be spending a ton of time outside when it comes time to wind down a little bit. However, I know where we'll be in the basement, probably watching a ball game or something like that. Hanging out as a family like we always do, thanks to Matrix Basement Finishing. They had a beautiful design for our basement. They put it to 3D renderings. We got to review the CAD drawings, ultimately the plans. Then we were making finished selections, doing it all from our house. If you're looking to get that lower level done up, something right and special, connect with the folks at Matrix Basement Finishing. That's all they do. Basements, that is their bread and butter. They are the experts in that space. For us, it was all about making memories with our family, hosting for the holidays, birthday parties, get-togethers with friends and family. You know what I'm talking about here. Well, now we've got a dedicated space. The lower level of our house, boy, it's become the heart of our house. Matrix Basement Finishing will do it for you. All sorts of 5-star reviews, wonderful people, on time and clean. Why are you waiting? Book now, no payments with Matrix until 2028. Visit matrixbasementfinishing.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewers take on the Astros tonight. It's game 1 of a 3-game series from Houston. Milwaukee working off that sweep of the Cardinals. The Brewers were no hit through 7 innings in that game, but found a way to win.
You can have a game where you're down and you're getting no hit, and it's a tough game to watch. And then boom, one thing happens, and the next thing happens, and we're ahead, and we end up winning the game. And that's just a huge credit to the guys on our club.
Coleman Crow being recalled from AAA to start the game tonight. Coverage gets underway at 6:35 on WTMJ, and updating you on Milwaukee Panthers men's baseball up 10-3. Over Auburn. They're playing in the Auburn Regional. The game is at Auburn. This would be a massive upset. The Panthers are up 10-3 right now in the top of the 5th inning with a runner on third base.
That's awesome. Cheering for the Panthers here. As we take a peek at the roads right now with your WTMJ time saver traffic, no crashes. We love that, especially on a Friday afternoon. It does seem to be that our construction zones on 94 eastbound and westbound around American Family Field and 41-45 in the Mayfair area and Tosa and then the Butler area as well. Little slower than usual. I think a lot of people are out there. It's feeling more like summer. Maybe people are jetting out of work a little bit earlier today. It's busy. I will tell you, too, there was a disabled vehicle on 94 West around 35th Street. That has since cleared, so that helps, but I think the backups are still just kind of recovering from that. So a little bit heavier than usual in our construction zones.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Still only one out. Swinging at the first pitch. Marion hits it deep to center field. Hit well, dead center, and out, gone, home run. Second 3-run homer of the game for the Panthers. And what is going on the Plains today?
Oh, they're not happy at Alabama. Auburn getting smacked on their home field. Charlie Marion with a 3-run home run. It's now 10-3 right now. Panthers leading Auburn as we welcome in Chief Meteorologist from TMJ4 News. Proud Panther alum. It's Brian Nisnansky.
Yeah. I haven't heard that yet. That was the first time. I knew that game was happening today.
It's 11-3 now. They just scored again.
My goodness. So how does this work? I mean, is it like a round robin in their bracket, or what goes on here?
Yeah, so winner advances to face X team, loser faces a different team, so you're not exactly out of it. They've got all these little regional sites set up across the country, but Auburn has earned the right to host this regional, so they're playing on their home field, home fans, albeit kind of an earlier start time that I'm sure anybody is used to. And here come the Panthers, not ranked, 25-31. They had a losing regular season, and they're up 11-3 over a team that many believe could advance to the College World Series.
That is awesome. I mean, okay, so baseball's baseball. You can get hot, obviously, and these are all D1 programs.
Oh, yeah.
And, UWM deserved the right to be there. But you're right. I mean, it is a David and Goliath scenario. I will say this. So you may be thinking, okay, 25-31, Panthers Horizon League, but I do know enough that they play a brutal non-conference schedule.
They do.
Their coach sends they send them on a trip down south and play all the big boys before the regular season starts. They go out to Vegas and play some other really big West Coast teams. So they get prepared. This isn't the first time they've seen big time competition like this.
Okay, I have to say the best part of having everybody, well, if they can, our guests now join us on video as well for everybody streaming, is when Greg was telling the score and you were listening, your face, I could see you go, whoa! You were so pumped. That's the best. Another reason to stream with us.
It's cool. Yeah, I honestly, I have been keeping tabs, and it slipped my mind today. I've been busy. I was at home. I was knocking some stuff out, and I had been meaning to hear the score, and that was a pleasant surprise. That's fantastic. Hopefully, they can close the deal.
Well, at the top of the 5th inning right now, it is 11-3. What a great send into the weekend here, along with a beautiful day. My goodness, we got a great stretch and an incredible Friday here.
Southern California type stuff, guys. I mean, this is, again, beautiful. Low humidity. Temperatures in the 70s. If you are right along the lakeshore, it's cooler. It's in the 60s, but feeling really fine, guys. And this beautiful weather is going to continue this weekend. The northeast wind kicks up again this weekend, and we could have a little bit more cloud cover, so it might not be as nice as today, but still overall looks like a good late spring weekend.
We were talking just yesterday about the need for rain. Not that we necessarily want rain, a lot of us. The farmers, though, they need the rain. Some people are saying, okay, my grass could use a little rain as well. I know you're checking out all the measurements and seeing in the Weather Center how much rain we've received, but it looks like you were also going by another measurement. You're now taking pictures of your soil.
Yeah, I got cracks that look like the Sahara Desert right now in the yard. And I flipped on the sprinklers the last couple nights. Usually I like to hold off. I don't like to do that in May, but this is what we've been served. And sure, I'm sure the farmers do need a drink of water. And who would have thunk after the April that we've had? We've been talking about this a lot. Record-breaking wettest April on record, going to be followed by, and unless things change, the driest May on record in Milwaukee. So I was trying to look through the record books yesterday, and then I got a little sidetracked, but I've yet to find a scenario where that has ever been the case, that we've ever done this. So pretty amazing feat if it completes this weekend.
His soil, by the way, looking at this picture, it kind of looks like a dry brownie.
Oh, yeah.
You know how the top kind of gets the cracks? These are pretty deep cracks.
Yeah, well, I tend to leave those alone.
People really like
I
those.
guess
That's ice cream.
Here's my pitch. Follow me on social media. You get this cracked ground. That's about as good as I get. That's my influencer.
It's a
That's
great
my
visual.
influencer pitch.
Oh, well, you definitely have to get some watering of the plants done here over the next several days. But you know what? We had that wet April, and people thought, man, I don't need rain anytime soon. This is what summer is about, though. You get these swings, and I'm sure there'll be storms later in June and July, and we'll get into that season 2 here. But coming off a holiday weekend into another weekend, all the sports activities that are overlapping, graduation parties, all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
it's a great time for all that.
It is, yeah. I mean, I hope the rain doesn't land over the weekend, but it is a give and take for sure. But yeah, the weekend looks good. Should be dry, should be comfortable for graduation parties. Overall, we're looking good. I just was looking at the map. We're about 2.5 inches behind for the year. So that's not like anything catastrophic. But what we have building up is kind of a near-term drought. The latest drought monitor came out yesterday, and we are in like that level 1 category, which technically is considered abnormally dry. If we go another week without rain, and it is possible, I think our next decent chance is Thursday. We could find ourselves officially in moderate drought conditions by the time the next drought monitor comes out. So it's in the near term, yeah. I mean, farm fields need that irrigation. On the plus side, though, we're all soaking up that sunshine.
I have to say, because we were given a shout out to the Panthers, I also want to give a shout out to the Golden Eagles and the Warriors who are listening, because it is Marquette University's reunion weekend. There are so many people who are back for it.
Oh, wow.
And in fact, let me just tell you here, Brian, my mom was just outside of our studios last hour with like 7 of her roommates from Marquette University. They are all back to celebrate their 50th reunion, and they're pumped. So you have a lot of people, and I bring back the Warriors because that was their time. I know the Golden Eagles now, but there are a lot of people out there, and they're just loving this weather too.
That is so cool. That's so fun for them. Hopefully they have a great time this weekend. I got to check, too. Maybe a couple cruise ships are coming to town this weekend. This is the time to be in Milwaukee. This is the time to be in southeastern Wisconsin. I love seeing those cruise ships when they're in town and when we have visitors in town and we have weather like this. I hate it when they come and it's like 38-degree and rainy April day. That's what I don't want, but today, definitely a beautiful day.
It's a winner.
Well, good stuff, Diz. We'll see you on the Pedal Tavern, man. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Speaking of my wife, Julie, she's down in Nashville right now. She just snapped a pic. She's on a Pedal Tavern right now.
Kidding. So, oh, my gosh.
She's carrying it on.
Did you know that, Greg? Did you see that pic somehow?
I had no idea any of that.
You're not following her on social
I felt like I was.
Okay.
I'm missing out. I feel bad, but I'm missing out. But Julie's carrying the torch right now.
Yeah, I didn't know that was happening, but I do know the Niznanskis.
That's ironic.
Good stuff, Niz. Take care.
All right, see you guys later.
It's 1:46.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
It's so good, It's still going on. It's the Memorial Day mattress sale at Steinhoffel's. Hey everyone, it's Jessica Ty. This is the best time to save on all the leading brands and take advantage of Steinhoffel's 60-month 0% financing. Save up to $1,000 on Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Split King adjustable base sets, known for comfort, innovation, and support. Plus, Helix Sleep's award-winning mattresses are now exclusively at Steinhoffel's. Try in store and save today. Shop the Memorial Day Mattress Day sale. Steinhoffel's, Wisconsin's mattress leader.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about in my clinic kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
Enjoy the Fox and Hounds restaurant's fabulous all-you-can-eat fish fry. It's one of the best. The magnificent Sunday brunch is also all-you-can-eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat free. Call and reserve. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Well, kind of a crazy story here. Our news partners at ABC have obtained the military records of David Rush. He's a former CIA officer charged with fraud after the FBI found millions of dollars in gold bars, cash, and luxury watches at his home. He served in the Navy from 1997 to 2015, but dig a little deeper, and you'll find that Rush has a fabricated background. And this investigation exposes a nearly 2-decade-long lie that allowed Rush to maintain high-level national security clearance. Crazy story. We welcome in former special agent in charge of the FBI in New York. It's Rich Frankel. Rich, where did the lies begin with this guy?
Yeah, this one is just almost a wild story. It appears that he was lying from the get-go, from the time that he entered the CIA. If you look at his record, it shows that he alleged that he went to Clemson University and RPI in New York. According to the FBI, he never attended either of those schools. So that would have been on his entry application. During his time in the military, he says that he says that he was a Navy test pilot and that he went to the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School and that he was an advisor for the Air Force Institute of Technology. And all of that also appears to be false claims.
Rich, this case involved millions in gold bars, cash, and also luxury watches. Are those common ways for suspects to hide or move money that investigators are tracking?
Yeah, for criminals to do that. That's how you would move that money. But he supposedly was able to get this out of the agency, whether it was through a voucher system, invoice system. But he basically went to the agency and was over many times and asked for the gold, for the cash, and for the jewelry, so that he could use it most likely for operational matters. $40 million. I've never heard of anyone, even on the biggest cases in the history of the FBI and the agency, asking for $40 million worth of gold, cash, or jewelry. I also have never heard of any of these agencies actually giving that money out.
Yeah.
So this whole thing is just unbelievable.
So there's academic lies, there are military lies, there's financial fraud. Rush is currently being held in federal custody. What does it say about the CIA's vetting process, Rich, that this could go on for 2 decades?
Yeah, I'm hoping that at least the beginning of this, it was after 9/11. There was a lot going on. Maybe one slipped through. That's what I'm hoping. But this is going to be a real hard after action / IG / criminal investigation to find out, one was, this guy working alone, or was there some conspiracy where somebody was moving money and he was working with somebody? Two, just the vetting process, as you said, itself. How did this happen, and over such a long period of time? And is it rampant? And then third, what needs to be done to fix it? Because even if it isn't rampant, you've got to go back now and make sure that there are no holes, that something like this can't happen again.
So, Rich, what role will the FBI likely play here compared to the CIA's own internal investigation?
So the internal investigation most likely is not criminal. It is. It does basically what we would call like an inspection of the what happened and make recommendations and findings as to what needs to be done to fix this hole and to make sure it never happens. The FBI's part of it, at least as far as I'm aware, is going to be the criminal investigation. So not only of this individual, David Rush, and his criminality, but is this a conspiracy? Are there other people involved? How did this happen? Kind of in the criminal realm, and then also proving it in court. But it may go back to the fact that the FBI, when I was in the FBI, we had an inspection division, and we would do these type of after actions. They may be asked to assist the CIA in this, to see what can be done in the future so that we don't have this happen. The fact that this person had TS clearance and probably special access clearance, and was able to do everything he did, that does not bode well for the CIA's vetting process, and it's going to be a long-term investigation.
Well, and that is concerning too here, Rich. What did Rush use his top secret clearance for? What specifically did he seek that for? Or was it just, lies perpetuated and all of a sudden he rose to the top and he was in this lofty position? That has to be concerning on the back end, that he had this level of clearance without truly earning it.
Correct. Yeah, everything about him. And again, I don't know what he did during his time in the agency. He might have been a great career officer for all we know and actually did real things. But at least according to everything that that we've seen, everything is fraudulent. And so that's the other thing. Now they have to go back and look at his operational posture and see, when he made claims about probably some of the cases he worked, some of the matters he was on, were they real or were they fake? His entire history has to be looked at. And the big problem also is that anyone who's associated with him is probably going to be tainted, at least to a degree, until they're cleared. In other words, if he had, partners on certain matters, whoever signed off on some of these invoices and vouchers, all of those people have to be looked at to see, is this a grand conspiracy or is this guy just the ultimate fraudster?
Messed up.
Absolutely. Kind of a wild story here, and there'll be a detention hearing in early June. Rich Frankel joining us here, contributing for ABC News. Rich, we appreciate your time. Great insight on this.
Thanks, Rich.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
Saw my friends Katie and Dan from Inspired Closets Milwaukee yesterday here at our studios, and I thank them once again for the incredible work they did at our master closet. I could not believe the work they did in transforming that space. It's a real transformation. It's not just some new racks and shelves and things like that. No, it's a complete overhaul of what we had. And what did it do? Well, it reduced clutter. It forced us to be organized. There's a space for everything. It's not cluttered anymore. And now we leave the door open to our master closet. Before, and we were hustling to shut that door. We didn't need anybody to see what was going on. Builder-grade racking that was kind of falling apart, clothes all over the place, stuff that wouldn't stay folded on that builder-grade racking, just not an enjoyable space. It was a source of frustration and stress. no longer the case. Inspired Closets Milwaukee will lend their organizational eye to whatever space you need organizing. That could be a laundry room, could be a pantry, it could be your mud room. That's right, kids are going to be in and out more and more in the coming months when they're away from school. That means coats and shoes and flip-flops and water bottles, all that kind of stuff. Why not be organized? It'll help save you a little bit of time. It'll also ease your mind and reduce your stress. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Hey everybody, Debbie Loziga here for Comfort Awnings. This year, reclaim your outdoor space like I did. Having the option to extend our awning when that summer sun gets too hot or when it's raining has been a game changer, and it allows my dogs, husband, and I to enjoy our patio every season. Right now, get up to $500 off any awning or screen. That's right, get 10% off up to $500 until the end of the month. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit ComfortAwnings.com to learn more.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Outdoor Living Unlimited. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
How do you know if you're truly ready to retire? Hi, I'm Tony Drake, Certified Financial Planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. Many people focus on just one number, how much they've saved. But retirement readiness is about much more than a balance in your accounts. It's about having a clear plan for income, investments, taxes, healthcare, and how your money will support the lifestyle you want. Without that coordination, even a large nest egg can run into problems over time. At Drake & Associates, we help families create retirement plans designed to answer the big question, will your income last? Are you taking too much risk? And are there opportunities to reduce taxes along the way? To help you start thinking through those questions, I've created a complimentary retirement toolkit. It includes my book, Get Retirement Ready, and 5 practical guides covering investments, taxes, and retirement income strategies. Call 414-897-9522 or text the word READY to 414-897-9522 for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text READY to 414-897-9522. Because retirement isn't just about saving enough, it's about having a plan.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Start the countdown. The crew is ready for takeoff.
Pitch to Bowers. And a high fly ball deep right field. This ball's way back there. That one's off the scoreboard and over it and out of this ballpark.
The Brewers touchdown in Houston to take on the Astros. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:35. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Friday, May 29th. Your top story, a merry-go-round destroyed by Molotov cocktails.
I'm Jessica Ty. Rising prices hit the trucking industry hard.
82-year high, little cooler near the lake, mostly clear tonight and a low of 53. Partly cloudy on Saturday, 74 the high, inland 68 near the lake. It's 78 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 2:01. From the WTMJ, breaking news from a 19-year-old man in custody after allegedly setting fire to a New Berlin playground.
Witness reports say Beware Park caught fire around 4:40 Friday morning.
she's saying that somebody intentionally set the park on fire using a gas can, saying that the merry-go-round is on fire.
Scanner audio courtesy of Broadcastify. The flames quickly spreading throughout the park.
The foam grounding around the playground is engulfed at this point.
Police arrested the man after confirming he started the fire with Molotov cocktails. No one was injured. Jen Gregg, WTMJ News.
One person has died after a motorcycle crashed into a pickup truck in Sheboygan County. Police responded around 5:30 last night to County Highway W near County Highway BB in the town of Linden. The motorcycle driver crossed the center line directly into the path of the truck. 48-year-old Jeremy Burgard of Random Lake died from his injuries. The driver of the truck, 38-year-old Lindley Riley of Waldo, was not hurt.
Trucking companies say rising diesel prices could hit the industry hard again.
David Crete with Crete Truck Center says many fleets were just starting to recover.
The longest freight recession is finally coming to an end.
But independent truckers are now feeling the pressure most. Rand Taylor, owner of Fuel Ox, says that's because many cannot lock in fuel prices through contracts.
When your costs go up 50, 60, 70%, it's a massive hit to these guys.
Experts say if oil shipping disruptions continue,
those costs are all going to get passed on to the consumer eventually. In fact, they're already being passed on.
Julia Fellow, WTMJ News.
President Trump and his top advisors remain in the White House Situation Room this afternoon. They're trying to make a final determination on moving forward with a deal to extend the Iran ceasefire. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
The president has laid out his red lines of what he wants to see included in a final deal. It includes Iran, no nuclear weapons, the Strait of Hormuz opening immediately, all mines being terminated. That would also include no tolling inside of the Strait of Hormuz, a lifting of the U.S. naval blockade, enriched uranium being destroyed with the supervision of the UN's nuclear watchdog. No money will be exchanged at this time.
The deal would extend the fragile ceasefire by 60 days and reopen the Strait of Hormuz as new talks are held on Iran's disputed nuclear program.
Well, for now, no one can be paid from a controversial pool of money launched by the Justice Department last week.
A federal judge in Virginia on Friday ordered a temporary freeze on any payments from the Trump administration out of the $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund, as the judge considers arguments in a lawsuit brought by a former January 6th prosecutor to block the fund permanently. The order from District Judge Leonie Brinkema specifically bars the administration, quote, from taking any further action pursuant to the creation or operation of the anti-weaponization fund. Judge Brinkema has ordered an expedited briefing schedule in the lawsuit and a hearing set for Friday, June 12th. Alex Mallon, ABC News, Washington.
Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is flirting with the 51,000 mark again here. It's up 300 points at 50,972. NASDAQ is up about 25 at 26,944. And the S&P is up about 12 this afternoon at 75.75. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. It's financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
Traffic is sponsored by Capri Communities. Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Visit EnjoyLifeSymposium.com. Live life to the fullest at Capri's Enjoy Life Symposium on Wednesday, June 10th. This free event for older adults includes speakers, exhibitors, activities, and more. Register today at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Save big on landscaping projects at Menards. Transform your outdoor living space with easy, no-cut block projects. From fire pits and grill stations to planters and fountains. We offer hundreds of free project plans that are easy to build with no block cutting required. Easily make a raised garden bed using our garden blocks. On sale now through May 31st. Check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Meet Jim and Rita.
We went on a motorcycle trip.
But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident.
They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital.
Sometime later, Rita made a discovery.
She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there?
And amazingly,
he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's.
And I had my checkbook in my hand.
But when he arrived there,
and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty.
Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty.
It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's Miraculous No Small Print Warranty yourself at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Packers wrap up Block 1 of organized team activities today in Green Bay, and little stands in the way of rookie sixth-round draft pick Trey Smack being the team's kicker when the regular season begins. Earlier this month, the team released veteran kicker Brandon McManus.
Goody and I talked quite a bit, and I think it was only fair to Brandon and to our football team to make the move now.
Falling apart there. We'll try again. That's Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Block 2 of organized team activities begins on Monday. Brewers and Astros tonight. Milwaukee leads the Cubs by 4 games for first place in the NL Central. It's a road trip for the Crew. Coverage gets underway at 6:35. And in the NBA, the Spurs and Thunder take the floor Saturday night in Oklahoma City. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Winner advances to face the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
Let's check out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. We do still have our delays in the construction zones. Most of us are used to that, but I know we do have quite a few people in town this weekend for various activities, including Marquette University's reunion. So heads up there, we do have construction zones on 94 eastbound and westbound around American Family Field, and there are delays because of that. We also have delays on 4145 in the Mayfair area of Wauwatosa, and also 4145 near the Butler area. And at the tippy top of that, 4145 north at Good Hope Road, the right shoulder is blocked because a car just broke down, so that's going to make it worse. Heads up there, 4145 north at Good Hope Road, right shoulder now blocked because of a broken down vehicle.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Beautiful sunshine today, high in the lower 80s inland, right around 80 near the lake, overnight low of 50. Tomorrow, mid-70s inland, 68 near the lake. Beautiful stretch of weather coming up. No real significant rain in the forecast. Should be a good weekend. Most of us will stay dry throughout. It's 79 and sunny in Milwaukee at 208.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Well, getting closer to the weekend here, and boy, I'm looking forward to getting outside, man. You look at the forecast here, you look at the temperatures here, beautiful, 79, sunny, people coming in, wearing shorts here to our 3rd Street Market Hall area, looking like they've been outside in the sun, which is a great thing. Going to be a great weekend.
I think I'm going to go home with you, though, because it's going to be like 82 later today by your house and just 74 by me.
That is a difference. Yes, you definitely notice the difference.
You do feel it. 74, not bad, though. I'll take it.
It's 209.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, a deadly accident causing a local school to cancel classes. Police rushed out to Horace Mann Middle School just after 6:30 this morning for a bike accident in the school parking lot. When officers got to the scene, they found a 51-year-old Sheboygan man dead from his injuries. Right now, investigators are trying to pinpoint how exactly the bike accident happened. In the meantime, a family is mourning the loss of their loved one, and students at Horace Mann Middle School are home for the day. The district made that decision earlier this morning to cancel classes. Some events tonight are going on as scheduled. We're getting closer to the end of the year now, so there's a lot for the kids to celebrate. Horace Mann has an 8th grade recognition ceremony tonight, and there's also an 8th grade school dance. I imagine there will be a softer, more somber tone as parents are dropping off their kids tonight.
Number 2, an upset brewing in Alabama.
Still only one out. Swinging at the first pitch. Marriott hits it deep to center field. Hit well, dead center, and out, gone, home run. Second 3-run homer of the game for the Panthers. And what is going on the Plains today? 10-0 Milwaukee.
You could hear the surprise in the announcer's voice there from ESPN Plus. The Milwaukee Panthers are leading Auburn 11-5 in the opening round of pool play in the Auburn Regional. So it's all part of the NCAA Men's Baseball Championship. They've got all these 4-team regionals peppered across the country. Auburn earned the right to host the regional because they're one of the best teams in all of college baseball. The Panthers enter the NCAA tournament unranked, with a record of 25-31. They do have a good offense. Pitching is a bit of a question if you look at the scouting report on Milwaukee. But they took a quick 10-0 lead. It's now 11-5 in the 6th inning, so Auburn has made a bit of a comeback, but the game is delayed because there's lightning in the area.
Oh, that can change things when all of a sudden the momentum stops. Oh, come on, Mother Nature.
I don't know who this helps and who it hurts because Milwaukee did a lot of their scoring early in this game in the first 4 innings. Auburn has scored 5 runs combined in the 4th and 5th inning, so they're starting to mount their comeback here, and now you got a delay. So the way this works, Auburn is not out if they lose, and UWM doesn't really advance to the next round. There are more games within your regional, but it is a double elimination regional. So by winning today, should they win, the Panthers would advance and get another shot. They would have to lose twice to be eliminated. But the real eye-opener here is that many believe that Auburn is a team talented enough to be at the College World Series. So this would be a major early upset in the college baseball championship.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hope they do it. We'll see. It's 2:12. The university says a student group may have crossed a line. The student group says it's exercising free speech rights. We'll hear from the group's president next.
Ready to see Alaska with a touch of modern luxury? We are thrilled to announce that Celebrity Cruises 2027 Alaska season is officially open for booking. Experience the rugged beauty of the Hubbard Glacier from the most stylish ships at sea. With Celebrity, you'll enjoy award-winning cuisine and stunning design as you journey through the icy wonders of the North. Fox World Travel makes planning seamless, ensuring you get the best of Celebrity's premium experience. Don't wait. The best views go first. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO.
Hey, step up to the plate and take a shot at winning some great prizes in the $300,000 Big League Series at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Greg Matzik here. Let me tell you about it. Now through June, you could win a share of $300,000 in prizes. And all those monthly promo entries count toward the grand finale drawings. That'll be on June 26th. Triple the entries during Brewers home games. You can score one of 3 all-new Toyota vehicles as part of the whole deal. Only at Potawatomi. More info is online. Got to be a rewards member to play, 21 years and older to be in the casino. If you just want to hang out, you can do that at one of the incredible restaurants they've got inside Potawatomi. Also, the sports book. You want to talk about great food, great drinks, and a great viewing experience for whatever game you want to watch. You will see it at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Cash in and play at Potawatomi.
The news you need to know every weekday on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Milwaukee Public Schools cutting administrative staff and adding teachers as the Board of School Directors approves a $1.6 billion budget.
That's 8 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
The union wanted a more than 2.5% cost of living raise for teachers.
Okay, from where? You're at $2,000 just for schools. The money you have is the money you have. What would you have her do at this point?
Only here on WTMJ.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
From large manufacturer to local pizza shop and every business in between, Summit Credit Union helps your vision take shape with loan programs, great rates, and strategic solutions. Whatever you're building, you've got this. And Summit Credit Union's got you.
The Brew Crew are back on June 2nd.
Fly ball center field. It's hit well. Grisham back. It is gone!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Francisco Giants.
Got him swinging. Threw him a curveball. It's 11 Ks for Mizorowski.
Brewers baseball is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in June 2nd at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Beautiful day today with a high in the low 80s inland, right around 80 here near Lake Michigan. Not much of a difference, however. Mostly clear tonight at a low of 53. Saturday, partly cloudy and a high of 72, 66 near the lake. Sunday's high 75 inland, 70 near the lake. So definitely a cooler by the lake sort of stretch here, but not a lot of rain. Just a slight chance on Monday. Potential for showers early, then a high of 80. Tuesday's high 79. Nice stretch of weather. Water could hit the lawn any time here to reduce the crispiness. Starting to feel that a little bit, but enjoy the sun. Beautiful day here in Milwaukee. It's 79 degrees.
So right now we're trying to connect with a young man who goes to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He is the president of the student group Animal Advocacy. We might have to move him to 237 here because he's in Santiago, Chile.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't he be there?
He is connecting with us from Santiago, Chile, because he is overseas right now studying Spanish. But we want to talk to him because we want to get his perspective. You might remember earlier this week, we told you that the University of Wisconsin-Madison student group, his group, is under investigation by the university right now after promoting a raid at Ridgeland Farms, the controversial breeding and research facility in Dane County. So this is not a criminal investigation. This is an investigation by the university, but it could have serious consequences. And we want to hear directly from him. We are working on that right now. We're putting our feelers out to all of our people in Santiago, Chile to make that connection work.
So there's nothing to do here with Madison Police or the Dane County Sheriffs, right? This is all university related. And I'm kind of curious what the nature of that investigation is. And that's why it'll be a kind of an interesting conversation once we get connected. But Santiago, Chile is where he's located right now. So we're working to get him connected here on the live stream.
Yeah, we'll work to get him on at 2:37. Looks like we're going to push that. And we'll be back with more news right after this.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you, who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
Craig Matzik here for Siding Unlimited. Truly siding it a whole lot more now that the winter weather is gone. We know it can be wet here in the spring months and even the summer, right, with those thunderstorms kicking in. You want to make sure your house properly defends you, keeps you dry on the inside and warm or cool, whatever the conditions are on the outside. Well, Siding Unlimited understands this. They've got incredible products like Pella, beautiful windows and doors. They've got the best in roofing shingles. They've got the best in decking materials if you want to expand your living space to the outdoors, and the best in siding with LP SmartSide siding. The best products and the best installation teams, that is Siding Unlimited. So if you're looking to improve some aspect of your home's exterior, connect with Siding Unlimited. Have them work with you like they've done with me and so many others here across the state of Wisconsin. Truly, Siding it a whole lot more. Family-run business. Eric and Aaron Brown do an incredible job. Their father started a siding business over 3 decades ago, and now the brothers have expanded the offerings, and that's why it's what it is. Siding Unlimited. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
So there are some stories where if you just sort of read the story in an article or something like that, you might get a picture in your mind on what is happening or what happened to cause some sort of issue. Or you see the actual picture of these students in Houston that were stuck on a roller coaster. And you go, oh gosh, my
so
gosh.
Scary.
The Iron Shark roller coaster on the Galveston Island Pleasure Pier lifts riders slowly straight up, then plunges them down the other side. Usually. On Thursday, as Casey Escobar was waiting his turn,
this time it made like a very big bang, like it went boom.
The 8 riders in front of him were stuck flat on their backs, 100 feet up and facing the sky. One by one, firefighters lifted the middle and high school students out of their seats and onto a ladder.
The fourth patient is almost harnessed up.
It took 4 hours, but the 8 kids all made it down safely. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The video or image, whatever you saw, it's incredible. I mean, it's every parent's worst nightmare that their kid is on this thing. I don't know how many adults were on it specifically.
It's the kid's worst nightmare, too.
Absolutely. And then you're 100 feet up, so not only is it a thrill ride, right, kind of an adrenaline rush, but is any sort of mechanism to get you down from 100 feet when there's nothing really holding you in anymore? Like, there's nothing easy about that process either. And part of why it took 4 hours. But, oh my gosh, if you've not seen the still image or video of this, it really makes your heart sink. I am not a big fan of roller coasters that move from city to city and town to town. I like ones that have a nice firm base, like the stuff you see at Six Flags or Great America, even the roller coasters inside the Mall in America. They ain't moving. They're in there. They're tested every day. I don't like roller coasters that move. I don't like to go on those rides. I don't believe in the ultimate safety there.
Well, I will say they are heavily inspected, of course, like when the rides come to State Fair and whatnot. But yeah, it does make you... here's the thing. I feel like we see this more often these days. So are we seeing it more often because it's happening more often, or these rides are getting older, or is it because people are catching it on camera? You know, our phones are all around. This happens, and then it's on social media, and then it hits the news, that sort of thing. Maybe it's a little bit of both, probably. I just think, thank goodness they weren't upside down.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? I mean, this could have been really bad.
What if it had stopped, on the way up, right? You go up and it's like a paperclip kind of turn, right? You go up this thing, it's like a vertical climb and then a vertical plunge after you get over the hump. And oh my gosh. But you're right. I guess looking down is better than looking up or being upside down, but nonetheless, very scary situation.
You think they had one of those cameras that's taking pictures at certain moments to catch reactions?
Oh, yeah, right.
Imagine that. Like all of a sudden they turn all the TVs off. Like, carry on. We're not going to show these pictures. Carry on. Carry on. Okay, speaking of carry on, let's do that. 2:23 right now. So right before the show today, I was double checking like what's going on in the world. And I see an article from the AP, the Associated Press, about the cheesehead. The headline is, "The cheesehead hat is a sunny nod to America's hold my beer exuberance." And I'm thinking, what on earth? Like, why is this being printed today? A story about the cheesehead with that headline. It's not football season. It's not a playoff run. Turns out the cheesehead is being highlighted as part of America's 250th anniversary celebration.
Interesting.
So the AP is doing a series on iconic American objects, and our goofy block of fake cheese made the cut. So now people around the world can learn a little bit more about the cheesehead and how it was created back in the late 1980s in response to the taunting we faced. I know a lot of you listening know how it got started. Not everybody does, though. Fans in Illinois kept calling us cheeseheads. And as Wisconsinites would do, we said, hey, you know what? We're going to embrace that insult. So now many Packers fans, of course, wear the yellow wedge of foam on their heads like a crown. Did you know the Wisconsin cheesehead is now included in the Smithsonian's American History Museum?
I did not know that either.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Well, the story says the seasonal display is perhaps the most colorful and harmless of the hold my beer exuberance that's defined generations of Americans at home and overseas. So yes, the hat that started as an insult from Illinois and became a badge of Wisconsin pride is now officially being treated as a piece of American history. But man, only in America could a chunk of foam cheese end up in the Smithsonian and a national birthday tribute.
I was looking at some of the other inclusions in the AP story here, which is really interesting here. So you got the teddy bear, which was born in 1902, for what it's worth. The baseball is in there. Tap shoes are in there. And
the
also
pickup truck.
In ranch dressing, which I think is interesting.
So that is another one that I thought was wacky. But some of the other ones, it makes sense. I mean, the pickup truck, blue jeans, the birth control pill, the iPhone, and then you throw in the cheesehead and ranch dressing.
Ranch is that's kind of a head-scratching inclusion in there. But yes, remote control, I think, is in there as well. So
I didn't see that
any one of a number of things that help make America what it is or what it's been over the last 250 years or so.
I think that's an...
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it. The cheese graters were not there, right? That the Bears tried to throw out last year. They brought them out after beating the Packers or wearing their
Didn't
cheese
somebody
grater
else do
heads.
that? Was it just the Bears?
I think it's been done before. It's played.
Yeah.
So played.
Agree.
All good. It's 2:26. We'll call it here on WTMJ. Half hour left in the program. If you missed any of what we've done, you can find it on our podcast page. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast page is built by Siding Unlimited. Wherever you subscribe and get your podcasts, you can find us. You can also easily access it through our mobile app or WTMJ.com. And if you ever want to hop in the studio with us, we stream. That's right. It's a radio show you can watch. Check out our YouTube page. Wisconsin's Midday News YouTube page is right there for you each and every day.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's. That would be perfect on the table tonight, right? You've had a long week. You don't really want to do any shopping or cooking. Maybe you got a Palermo's in the freezer. If you do have to pop into the store, it's a quick run to the frozen food aisle. You'll find any one of a number of Palermo's frozen pizzas. Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian, Primo Thin. You pick them all up if you'd like, and decide. Have your kids decide. Have the family decide what's going to be for dinner tonight. If you're looking for a great deal right now through the 2nd of June, you can take advantage of what's happening right now with Connie's at Sendix. $5.99. Connie's at Sendix now through the 2nd of June. $5.99 for Connie's at Sendix. That's a great deal right now. Stock up and save on Connie's Pizza made by Palermo's at Sendix through June 2nd. Made by Wisconsin's hometown partner here, it's Palermo's Pizza. Proudly made in the state for 60 years and doing it the right way.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
The news you need to know every weekday on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Milwaukee Public Schools cutting administrative staff and adding teachers as the Board of School Directors approves a $1.6 billion budget.
That's 8 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
The union wanted a more than 2.5% cost of living raise for teachers.
Okay, from where? You're at $2,000 just for schools. The money you have is the money you have. What would you have her do at this point?
Only here on WTMJ.
Coming up on 2:30 here on Wisconsin's Midday News, I'm Greg Matzik. It's Friday, May 29th. Your top story, cutting administrators and adding teachers to MPS.
I'm Jessica Ty. Could Red Arrow Park in Milwaukee get a beer garden?
That might be nice on a day like today. 82 degrees right now inland. It's 79 in Milwaukee. Clear tonight and a low of 53. Partly cloudy on Saturday. Overall, nice day. 74 inland, 68 near the lake. Sunny on Sunday and a high of 75. It's 79 in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dabusky. President Trump is laying out his requirements for a short-term peace agreement with Iran.
And they include Iran agreeing to never have a nuclear weapon, terminating all of their mines in the Strait of Hormuz. The enriched uranium then would also be destroyed, and the United States would play a role in having that happen. And no money would be exchanged, the president says, until further notice. That's important because the president has, in public comments, ruled out an easing of sanctions.
ABC's Karen Travers at the White House. Iran pushing back, saying, among other things, it's not willing to turn over that enriched uranium. A federal judge has paused the rollout of the Justice Department's anti-weaponization fund as she considers a lawsuit against that controversial effort. And another judge now says the Kennedy Center board violated the law when putting Trump's name on the building and has ordered that name to be removed. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31. Milwaukee Public Schools crawls out of a deficit, cuts administrative staff, and adds teachers as the Board of School Directors approves a $1.6 billion budget plan.
That's 8 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
Thank you. There's community pushback continued in the background of Thursday night's meeting right up to the vote. The budget adds 159 teaching positions and gives more part-time employees the option for full-time hours. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius.
We have the additional positions to really give our students a fighting chance at learning how to read, particularly at the early grades.
And employees will get a staggered cost of living raise of just over 2.6%. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
There's a possibility downtown Milwaukee's Red Arrow Park could host the city's next beer garden.
License applications filed on Thursday show plans for the Red Arrow Beer Garden, which would replace the Big B Coffee Cafe that shut down abruptly at the park in March. The beer garden would be run by Hans Weisgerber, who also operates Old German Beer Hall and the Estabrook Park Beer Garden in Shorewood. A Milwaukee County Parks letter of intent indicates details and terms are still being finalized, but that a concessions and operations agreement could begin as soon as June 1st. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Well, Milwaukee County leaders are moving forward with plans for a long-term senior center on the northwest side.
The county board approving $100,000 for planning and design work following the closure of the McGovern Senior Center. County officials say the facility suffered years of flooding, mold, and deterioration before shutting down. Supervisors say the funding is an important step toward providing safe and reliable services for older adults in the community. The money will help county departments evaluate options and gather public input before deciding on a permanent solution. The proposal now heads to County Executive David Crowley for his signature. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
After months of high gas prices, local companies are struggling to stay profitable.
It's a cost we couldn't budget for. Nobody expected this to happen again.
Lisa Trudeau is the director of sales for Landworks Wisconsin. Landworks quoted jobs and signed contracts a long time ago that now need to be honored.
We have to look at these costs and absorb them somehow. A lot of our contracts and estimates were done last year, sometimes 2 years ago.
Gas prices mean less employees hired and longer hours for those that are working. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News went in depth on the gas price crisis. You can listen to that at WTMJ.com or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Well, drivers can once again expect a tougher ride through the Mitchell interchange this weekend.
If you're coming from the Hale interchange side of the bypass, one of your main connections towards downtown will not be available.
Friday night at 9 p.m. through Sunday at 8 a.m., we are going to be closing the 894 eastbound to I-94 northbound system ramp.
Eric Hansen from the DOT says the work is tied to the echelon paving, meaning traffic will be shifted onto local roads.
Get off on the Loomis exit ramp there, take Layton Avenue over to the entrance ramp to I-94 northbound.
Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Stand by. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list. And I've got yours, Vince Vetrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vetrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer-dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in Southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing, great work, and outstanding customer service. Residential, commercial, and new construction, HornerPlumbing.com. Have it in your contact list, because when it's a plumbing emergency, that is not the time you want to start your search. I've got your plumber. Full service plumbing, water heater repairs and installs, drain cleaning, garbage disposals, bathroom and kitchen renovations, full service plumbing. Free quotes and upfront pricing means no surprises. You want a deal? Tell them Vinny sent you, and Horner Plumbing will knock $50 off that first service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC. Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers begin the day 4 games ahead of the Cubs for first place in the NL Central. Brewers president of baseball operations Matt Arnold appreciates his team's never give up mentality.
You can have a game where you're down and you're getting no hit and it's a tough game to watch, and then boom, one thing happens and the next thing happens and we're ahead and we end up winning the game, and that's just a huge credit to the guys on our club.
Coleman Crow being recalled from AAA to start for the Brewers tonight in Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Astros in Houston. Coverage begins at 6:35 on WTMJ. Milwaukee Panthers taking on Auburn in the opening round of regional play. This game being played at Auburn, where the Tigers were prohibitive favorites. The Panthers lead 11-5. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning. However, the game is delayed because of lightning. And the Orlando Magic are expected to hire former Milwaukee Bucks assistant Sean Sweeney as its next head coach.
Checking out the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We do have a broken down vehicle in Ozaukee County, not too far from the Costco out there in Grafton. I-43 South, just a little bit beyond the ramp from Wisconsin 32 South Grafton Avenue. Right shoulder is blocked, but it looks like traffic is moving along at a pretty good pace there. As far as where traffic is not moving along quickly, that would be in our construction zones on 94 eastbound and westbound around American Family Field. Also 41-45 in the Mayfair area in Wauwatosa, as well as Butler.
Temperatures in the low 80s right now inland and a little cooler near the lake, but not much. Still 79 degrees. I'll call it 78. Just had a little adjustment there. It's still a beautiful day. Plenty of sunshine. Overnight low right around 50. Tomorrow's high 75 inland. A little cooler near the lake. Back to 80 on Sunday.
We have an update today to a story brought to you earlier this week here in Wisconsin's Midday News. A UW-Madison student group is under investigation after promoting a raid at Ridgeland Farms, a controversial breeding and research facility in Dane County. The university tells us this is not a criminal investigation, but it could lead to sanctions against the student organization. The group's president says they were simply exercising their First Amendment rights and advocating for social change. So where's the line between political activism and encouraging illegal conduct? Today, we hear from the leader of the student group. Jackson Ray is the president of animal advocacy at UW-Madison, and he joins us live today from Santiago, Chile, because he is overseas studying Spanish. Thanks so much for joining the show, Jackson. And just like that, he's frozen. That is what happens with technology sometimes. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can get him back on the line. But in the meantime, we'll have Gina try to give him a phone call because we can also get him on the phone, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It was working so well, Greg.
When we were testing it out during the news break. But you asked a question that we also asked the folks who went to Ridgeland Farms. Where is the line here? You call it a peaceful protest. Is this going to stay a peaceful protest? Will it turn into breaking into the facility to get these animals? Is it considered a break-in if you feel like you're rescuing the animals? So we had similar questions for the groups that were going to Ridgeland Farms. And of course, I think they got what they wanted out of it. These dogs are being released. They caused a scene intentionally that blew up, and it went around the country and really around the world in some respects, became more of a national story than, if you're just trying to get a piece of legislation passed. So I think it is an interesting extension of the story here and a logical question.
Yeah, thanks for joining the show, Jackson.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so sorry. I'm in a public space in Santiago, Chile, and the Wi-Fi cut out right as this started.
I was like, he looks like he's frozen. But hey, you are back on, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed that this works. This is serious for a student group. The university first sent you a letter with questions in April, then opened the investigation this month. The case number and the details are printed right there on university letterhead. Now they're getting ready to interview you. Can you take us back to the beginning? What exactly did your student group do to promote the organized efforts to go to Ridgeland Farms and get the beagles, and how widely did you promote it?
100%. So the thing that we did that is in question here is we printed flyers that advertised the open rescue at Ridgeland Farms, right? We're not hiding that at all. And had a QR code that led to a document which contained various forms of political advocacy, right? Call Tony Evers, call Sheriff Barrett, call DATCAP, who manages Ridgeland's licensing, right? A lot of these political advocacies methods, we also contained in it a link to Wayne Shung, the leader of the Open Rescue, a link to his blog post, which the university is claiming that by us providing that link to Wayne Shung's plan to openly rescue the beagles, we are soliciting burglary.
So is it your belief that the university's stance is that this was not a rescue effort, that this was a break-in effort, and by break-in, an illegal thing? Is that your belief, that the university thought this was all kind of an illegal operation, that you shouldn't align your student group with that?
I think 100% that is the university's belief, right? I mean, Wayne Shung and the theory of change here is to go and test the courts because we don't know if there is actually a legal right to rescue. It's completely untested legally, but the university, we don't have the same protections as we do in a criminal case. They just have to say that it is more likely than not that we committed this. And so it doesn't have to go through the courts for them to come to that conclusion, right? They can just make it on their own.
So the university is looking into whether your group violated school policy and broke the law. What do you say? How are you feeling? Are you surprised that the university started this investigation?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I feel honestly a little sad that the university feels it necessary to do this, right? I mean, I got into activism because of a philosophy class from UW-Madison. It's through sociology, my education there, that, I've come to understand these systems of power and why I'm continuing to do this and continuing to question, what we're told. And so I think it's really troubling that the university has taken the stance that us, advocating politically is not protected, right?
So are they, in your opinion, investigating this further? Could these posters go back up, or could you do similar things in the future? Or do you believe this was, hey, take those down, you're backing something that we think it's not legal, or do you think there will be a resolution that says, no, we've done our investigation and you're good to do things like this moving forward?
I think 100% the intent behind this and why so many people are worried about this is it is a attempt to set a legal precedent for future student activism, right? UW-Madison has a long history through in 1969, right, cracking down on anti-war protests up into 2024, dispersing, and calling the UWPD on protests for Palestine, right? And now we can see them doing this again in 2026 against us, advocating for, the freeing of these 2,000 beagles. And so I think 100% it's not just asking us to take the posters down. They want to get us for solicitation and set a clear precedent that, this sort of radical activism, as they look at it, will not be tolerated.
We're talking with Jackson Ray. He's the president of animal advocacy at UW-Madison. He's joining us live from Santiago, Chile. He's overseas right now studying Spanish. But the University of Wisconsin-Madison is investigating his student group after promoting a raid at Ridgeland Farms. Were your flyers and posters successful? Were students from UW-Madison among the group who tried to get into Ridgeland Farms in April? And did you go?
Yeah, I think that's a really important question, right? They're accusing us of soliciting this burglary, right? So were we actually there? I think it's hard because, right, animal advocacy, UW-Madison, I'm here as an official representative of them and as the president of animal advocacy, right? Our goal in those flyers was to spread information about it, right? And to get people to take political advocacy actions, right? Call people in power, completely legal avenues of change. However, there were students at the open rescues, right, in their own individual capacity. And I myself personally, in my own individual capacity, separate from animal advocacy, was at the open rescue, supporting as I could.
So what do you believe the university is truly investigating then?
I think there's kind of this legal concept using law as pretext, right? Where you go after, somebody or a group for one thing, but really you're trying to get them for the other thing. And I think UW-Madison wants to claim that this is a neutral application of the law, right? They're simply following the law by coming after us, right? We're the ones who broke it. But the truth is that there were 10 years of inaction from government officials against Ridgeland Farms when there was clear proof of felony animal abuse. Even when there was felony animal abuse determined by prosecutors, there was still no action, right? And so that is not a neutral application of the law. And similarly, right, I do not think UW-Madison is neutrally applying the law to us. And so I think that they disagree heavily with what we're doing and trying to shut that down.
We will know that Ridgeland Farms has never been convicted of animal mistreatment. They have come to a deal where they will shut down their operations July 1st to breed animals to sell to other groups for research, but they can still breed animals for their own research and conduct their own research there at the Dane County facility. University of Wisconsin-Madison has purchased beagles from Ridgeland Farms in the past. I'm curious what your group knows about that and how well that is known on campus.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think it's super well known on campus. Our group is aware of it. And they haven't purchased beagles in the very recent years. I believe the last ones were around 2023. But I mean, it is no doubt that, follow the money and that there is certainly a moneyed interest in this, not just because they're buying beagles from Ridgeland Farms, but more largely because UW-Madison has very strong ties to the biomedical industry.
If another attempt is organized next month, because we know there are still beagles, even though two groups came together, Center for Humane Economy and Big Dog Ranch Rescue came together and purchased 1,500 beagles, and now many of them are in homes with families across the country and here in Wisconsin. But there are still at least 500 beagles, we believe, inside Ridgeland Farms. And we know that groups want to get those beagles out as well. So if another attempt is organized next month, with your student group now under investigation by the university, would your group promote that?
I think that our group, if there was another open rescue planned, I think that we would 100% continue to exercise our First Amendment right to political advocacy, right? We never did in the past, advocate for students who directly participate. And in a similar vein, these actions, they need, media attention and public support leading up to it, and then the aftermath. And we will be there 100% of the way for those steps, right?
Jackson, was anybody from your student group or yourself arrested?
No.
I'd wonder, just because of the investigation process, if that's something that they're looking into, just to wonder how involved their students were, how these flyers, these things brought people out to Ridgeland Farms to participate. I think I would want to know. I think if I'm a university employee, who was involved, what level of involvement, where are people arrested? I think that's an interesting angle to the investigation.
Well, and Jackson, I noticed you had said that you were out in an individual capacity at the raid. In a support capacity is what you said. So what exactly does that mean? How did you participate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the specifics of my participation, right, we could go into it for a while, and I'd be happy to talk more about that. But generally, right, showing up, being there and doing everything that, we can to get the beagles out. And I was on a team, with a specific role.
And that investigation, I know there's a deadline to make that happen. What do you know about when that's going to happen? Is it going to happen soon?
Yeah, it is. It is going to happen soon. So the first step in this process is an investigatory interview, which is just a one-on-one with me and the investigator from UW-Madison. We've scheduled that for June 10th, and it's going to be about an hour-long sit-down conversation. And if at the end of it, that one investigator decides that we are more likely than not to have violated conduct codes, then they will recommend us sanctions. And from there, we can appeal that, which will then go to a larger public judicial hearing.
Are you worried your group could be kicked off campus, or that something could happen along those lines? Obviously, you care a lot about this group.
Yeah, I'm really worried about that. I think, honestly, more than that, though, I'm worried about the students, the actual individual members that make up our organization, because I've had students come to me and, express concerns and fears around this investigation, because it is within the university's powers to launch criminal investigations and also to launch individual non-academic misconduct investigations against students, potentially leading to expulsion, right? And so I think while I do care a lot about the organization and the funding that we have and everything we've built there, you can always rebuild. I'm more concerned with students and how this investigation is affecting them.
Well, and I will say when I reached out to the university, they were very specific with me, and they did say, I think it was even in bold type, that the university, this is not a criminal investigation, certainly at this point, but it could lead to sanctions against your group. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Jackson Ray, president of Animal Advocacy at UW-Madison, joining us live from Santiago, Chile today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
It's 2:50.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish contract.
Are you sick and tired of overpriced fish fries? I am. I recommend the fish fry at the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure. The haddock fish fry is all you can eat, $8.99. You'll pay twice that at other restaurants. I love the Mine Shaft fish fry. After a long week, escape from your kitchen with a cold beverage and a delicious all-you-can-eat fish fry. Desserts are buy one, get one free, and a kids menu starts at $3.99. And those kids can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly set away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. Take your family to the Mine Shaft today for the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry at just $8.99. It's an incredible value. That's a crazy low price. The Saturday breakfast buffet is all you can eat for under $10. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford, lots of seating, lots of close parking. Also in Oshkosh near the EAA. Dig into that all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry today. Serving from 10:30. Arrive early, beat the rush. Google the Mine Shaft restaurant and enjoy that fish fry.
Hey, thanks, John. Saw David Gruber at our studios yesterday. David's always about in the community, and you can always see him at basketball games throughout the community. Giving back to the community is something that the folks at Gruber Law Offices do and have done for 40 years. 40 years. Gruber Law Offices winning your case, your legal battle, and giving back to the community. Wonderful people, family-run business, family values right here in southeastern Wisconsin. But they do have a large and powerful team ready to take on the insurance companies with 30-plus attorneys ready to go to work for you. You focus on healing. Let the folks at Gruber focus on winning your case. It's what they do. Gruber Law Offices. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is just one phone call, and that's it. They'll take it from there. Visit gruber-law.com. Learn what they can do for you. Learn also what they do in the community each and every year. Giving back is so critical for Gruber. 414-276-6666.
The news you need to know every weekday on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Milwaukee Public Schools cutting administrative staff and adding teachers as the Board of School Directors approves a $1.6 billion budget.
That's 8 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
The union wanted a more than 2.5% cost of living raise for teachers.
Okay, from where? You're at $2,000 just for schools. The money you have is the money you have. What would you have her do at this point?
Only here on WTMJ.
Well, enjoy the next several days here. The weather's going to be fantastic. Why not kick it off tonight? Eat dinner outside. Have some fun. 82 degrees right now inland, 78 degrees closer to Lake Michigan. Overnight low 50, clear skies. Tomorrow's high 75 inland, a little cooler near the lake. Maybe get 70, but listed high of 68 degrees. It's going to be mid-70s to low 80s here for the next several days. Just a slight chance of rain in the forecast on Sunday, but most of us stay dry here. So get out and enjoy it. Get the garden planted, get the lawn taken care of, play some golf, ride a bike, do a run, whatever you'd like. Enjoy it.
Go fishing.
Do all that. Summer's here. I'm digging it.
I was waiting to see what your next one was going to be.
I guess
Friday,
nothing.
Everybody.
I guess nothing. Quick update here on Milwaukee Panthers. So they're playing again here. So they had this lightning delay.
I just started to sweat.
Auburn had started to make a little bit of a run here. So it was 10-0 Panthers in this college baseball game being played at Auburn. Auburn is a powerhouse. They are maybe the best team in the SEC, and some people think they could win the College World Series. Well, they're getting smacked right now by the Milwaukee Panthers, unranked, sub-500 record. This game being played at Auburn's home stadium in front of a stunned crowd. and they had a lightning delay. Panthers were up 10-0. Auburn started to climb back. Then it was 11-5. They had this lightning delay for about 25 minutes. Now they're playing again, and the Panthers have added a run. So it's 12-5 Milwaukee with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. They just got to get to the 9th inning. Amazing. Auburn would not be eliminated. They'd have to lose another game to be eliminated, but nonetheless, this would be a major upset in this college baseball championship.
We
Really
have our
cool.
fingers crossed. That is absolutely awesome. I love it. Hey, before we go, I do want to give a shout out. There are so many Marquette alum right now who are back, people who went to school here in Milwaukee and have moved all around the country. This is alumni reunion weekend at Marquette University, and I took a peek at their website just to see how they were promoting it. I love this. They're like, who could forget the feeling of celebrating a Marquette win with your closest friends, or the late night study sessions, attending Mass at the St. Joan of Arc Chapel, and don't forget, real chili.
That's
what
right.
a memory is that. Shout out to my mother and her 7 roommates from Marquette University who showed up at 3rd Street Market Hall, and they are here this weekend celebrating their 50th reunion at Marquette.
Fantastic. What a weekend to do it as well. Get out and enjoy the weather
Stunning.
here. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Brewers baseball later tonight. Before that, it's Wisconsin's afternoon news.
Everywhere you turn, it's plus, plus, plus. But at Hassela's Mattress, nobody has more plus than us. Our 35